Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. The 126th U.S. Open is currently on a fog delay. The first round has been suspended since about 7 o'clock. It is scheduled to resume around 9:05 out at Shinnecock Hills on Long Island. J.J. Spawn's the defending champ. World number one Scotty Scheffler's the betting favorite. Both are on the course in the next hour. In baseball last night, the Guardians fell to the Brewers 9-4 in Milwaukee. Cleveland looks to avoid the sweep today at 2:10. On Wednesday, the team placed outfielder Chase DeLauder on the 10-day IL with a fractured right rib. He suffered that over the weekend. He joins Angel Martinez and Jose Ramirez on the IL from injuries suffered this past Saturday. In Cincinnati yesterday, the Reds saw their two-game win streak come to an end in a 9-1 loss to the Mets. Redlegs are off Thursday in New York against the Yankees on Friday. The Clippers and Rail Riders were rained out last night at Huntington Park. They'll do a doubleheader on Friday. This update sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Take a vacation from high interest rates with special rates on balance transfers at BMI Federal Credit Union. BMIFCU.org/consolidate.
Your morning just got more interesting. Distilled and barrel-picked for your listening pleasure. Bo Bishop, a local sports media legend. What William T. Sherman was to the Union Army, he is to Northern College football. A husband, a father, and middling youth sports coach. He's friends with Central Ohio sporting royalty.
I'm talking to Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjorken. Coach Day walking on with us right now. Good to see you, buddy. Good buddy, Austin Ward. My good buddy, Tim May, the Tim May Show. The great Doug Lavery's joining us.
Hi, everybody. Dom Barry here.
Oh, Reese came in and he handed me papers.
Yeah,
and then
it's a rundown.
And then he said, "You see that button? That's the only button you need to worry about. Don't touch. There's 8,000 buttons in front of me." Oh, I didn't know what he was talking about.
The one that says on.
We blew the budget on this imaging, and only two guys answered our ad on Craigslist. Ryan Baker and Eric Reeser. Act accordingly. You're now listening to Bishop and Friends.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years.
All right, let's do it live on a Thursday edition of the program. Bo, the boys with you for the next three. Tim May going to join us from Shinnecock in about 27 minutes from now. It's one of my favorite hits with Tim all year round. We moved it up. I'm in Indy tomorrow, so we moved it up so we could have Tim at Shinnecock. So we'll have him at 9:30. Mr. Finebaum going to join us at 10:30. And at 11:30 today, Jake Trotter will join us. He skips from Wednesday to Thursday today. So you have that to all look forward to, which is very nice. We'll open up the mailbag coming up at 10 o'clock. I did get an Uncle Gerald request, so I'll see what I can do about that. Let's start here, though. Did you, even if you didn't watch any of the World Cup yesterday, let's say you're like Bake and it's not for you and it's never going to be for you, you probably saw the images yesterday evening or this morning of the reaction to the England win 4-2 over Croatia. And at the conclusion of that, it was a hell of a game. I mean, it's a really fun game. I didn't watch it all the time, but it was on in the background as I was doing my afternoon duties, and kind of kept a little bit of an eye on it. And England won 4-2. And England now has the title of, with the Knicks winning the NBA, they're probably the answer to the trivia question of longest suffering fan base for diehard fans. And I know Browns would probably be in that mix too, and there's probably some others. Toronto Maple Leafs are way up there, but I'm pretty sure England's it. They invented the damn game, and they haven't won a World Cup since '66. It's been a long time, and largely they haven't even really been relevant. This is a really good England team. It's really good. It's led by a 22-year-old kid who plays for Real Madrid named Jude Bellingham, and Harry Kane, who plays at Bayern Munich, and so forth and so on. They're actually coached by a German for the first time, which would have been blasphemy for the English probably 20, 25 years ago, maybe longer than that, certainly too. But the point of all of this is not the game or any of the stuff that I just mentioned, but rather what happened afterwards. So as they're leaving the pitch, Bellingham is serenaded with "Hey Jude." But after that, the entire stands remain entirely full, and the entire fan base screams at the top of their lungs, "Wonderwall" by Oasis. Now, this is a song that I know quite well because I was in school when this came out, and I remember seeing this video on loop on Total Request Live over and over and over again. They had a bit of a renaissance last summer in that they had their reunion tour. Our buddy Adam Jardy actually went to the tour in England and saw them perform, diehard Oasis fan. Oasis, this is a mid-'90s song. Wonderwall came out in October of 1995. October of 1995. Yesterday, as they are serenading the England team for winning 4-2, the England players are staring up and saluting the fans who are singing to them. And Jude Bellingham, who is 22 years old, has tears in his eyes. So there's a lot of things that are pretty cool about that. Number one, sports rock. I mean, they're awesome. Playing for country, no matter what your country is, rock. Think about this. Yesterday when they sang God Save the King, that's the first time they've sang God Save the King since when? 1930? I mean, Queen Elizabeth was in power. It's God Save the Queen. She was the monarch of record for 70 years. I mean, it was whatever it was. We watched The Crown. I think I should have a better handle on it, but it was a long damn time. So you probably got to go back to the 30s or 20s to find a time where they actually sang God Save the King as opposed to God Save the Queen. So they did that, which was pretty wild. So then there's that part of it with the sport, which is pretty awesome. Playing for country is pretty awesome. And then there's the other thing that music does. And it's similar to something that we experience every single, and we'll have it again this year, the very first Football Friday of the year when you hear the bells. And you get chills. I know it's going to happen. It happened. We've been doing it for, I don't know, this will be the 9th or 10th season that we've done it on the show on a Football Friday. And when you hear the bells, goosebumps, chills. It happens. I guess the point of all of this is the combination of sports and music and transporting you to a place, even if it's a place in the case of Jude Bellingham that you weren't even alive. Jude Bellingham is 22 years old. He was born in 2003, 8 years after Wonderwall came out. And tears are coming down his face as his countrymen sing it to him. I just don't know how you do better than that. It moved me. It really did. And it was such a cool thing yesterday to see. And it reminds me of so many of the things that we absolutely adhere to and are warm blankets for us in our sports. And obviously the bells hit as one that does that. But did either of you guys see that? Did you either see it live or have you seen it on Social Sense?
So I saw it on Social Sense. I saw the second half of that England-Croatia match because I was told on social media that it was tied. And I was like, well, I've got to check this out because that would be massive if Croatia is able to draw even or King, crown forbid, win the actual first game. I looked this up, and 1953, Queen Elizabeth had her coronation, and so the 1950 World Cup would have been the last time they sang God Save the King. That was in Brazil. In 1954 was the first God Save the Queen. West Germany won that World Cup in Brazil.
Wow.
Yeah.
Been a while.
Been a minute. But we were talking about this yesterday, just the sights and sounds from major North American cities with international flavor, with more international flavor than had probably ever been, at least since 1994, when United States hosted the World Cup. But you see scenes in Vancouver, you see scenes in Dallas, certainly Boston. Fenway Park, I don't think has gotten rid of the Scottish fans. Like, I don't think they can, I don't think they've gone home yet.
No. We'll get to that, too. They drank it dry. They drink Boston dry.
One of the things that I'm most surprised with myself and how much of this I've consumed, not only from watching actual matches, but trying to get as much World Cup content as humanly possible. And actually, seeking it out, not something I would have said I was going to do this time last week.
So, obviously, I haven't seen any of this, and I didn't even see it on the socials. Somehow, my socials have very little World Cup on it, and I'm okay with that.
That's because you're siloed.
You talk about the music, right?
Yeah.
And there's part of me that wants to play the bells right now, but there's part of me that's like, no, because maybe it won't be as good in August when we do it the first time. We do higher or lower, and when we do college football stuff, we'll play that CBS music.
Yep.
That for so long was associated with the SEC. Now it's the Big Ten. Mm-hmm. You hear NFL films and you just hear certain things, that music, you hear certain things in your head. Think of how long people clamored for round ball rock to come back to NBA coverage. And that was when you heard that music, you knew it was a big time matchup in the 90s on NBC you were about to watch in the playoffs. Or maybe on a Sunday afternoon when it was a big time. So it is interesting how there are certain songs that we just associate with certain things. And, Bo, this show, I mean, we could end right now today. We got a Total Request Live mention in this show. I mean, things that weren't on the bingo
Imagine
card.
explaining that to a 20-year-old. Yeah, we sat around
What?
Times Square watching music videos.
Carson Daly hosts Good Morning America or whatever it is.
that
He does
Carson
now.
Daly.
NBC.
Yeah.
How do you even begin to explain that a guy who introduced videos that were ranked 1 through 10 to 1 was among, I don't think I'm overstating this, was among the hottest bachelors on the planet? Like, dated Jennifer Love Hewitt at her apex, among others.
It was a good apex.
It was. I think Tara Reid, too. I mean, there were several. I mean, he really had it humming, and that was, no, you can't, how would you explain that? Are you going to explain that to somebody? Total Request Live. No chance. There's absolutely no chance of it. I was going to save this for later, but you mentioned Total Request Live, so I'll throw it in. So I mentioned that I over the winter I got a fun car from my buddy Greg at Toy Barn, and so I've been driving it around this summer, and it doesn't have like the tune in. So you either have radio, which is awesome, and then I thought to myself, you know what? Remember those old CD books that the boys were looking through?
What?
Oh,
Let's get nuts.
that's nice.
Let's get nuts. So I
Speaking
have
of Wonderwall.
Oh my God, dude. It was unbelievable. So then I have all of, so many of them, there's hundreds, but then there were a lot of these mixed ones that I forgot what was on them. And I had this roommate when I was in college. His name was Danny Gonzalez, and he made a mixtape of me, or mix CD for me that was, the title of it was Danny's Happy Horse Blank. So it was like all songs to put you in a good mood. The number one track when I put the thing in, I have not heard of this song or this band. I haven't thought about this in 30 years. I didn't even know who sang it right away. It was a song called Right Now by SR71.
Oh, was that the Crystal Clear Pepsi song?
No, that's Van Halen Right
okay.
Now. There's actually 3 Right Nows in the 90s. There's the Van Halen Right Now. Then there's another one from Jesus Jones Right Here, Right Now. And then there's this band called SR71, which is the definition of a one-hit wonder. This is the only hit they got. It dropped in 2000, and it was the number one track on Danny's Happy Horse Blank CD. And I'm like, this is great. This is so good. All of this, and it was just all this modern rock stuff at the time from the late 90s, early 2000s. A lot of this shows up on NBC's Instagram feeds, by the way, and he ends up singing these songs. I'm like, how do you know that? But yeah, it rocked. It was pretty cool. It was very, very cool. And it rocked yesterday what England did as well. The U.S. Open is not rocking at Shinnecock. Far from it. Fog has been the problem. It is windy. Quite honestly, if you just turn this thing on, you'd think you're watching the Open Championship. We will get to all of that and the day in sports coming up over the next 3 hours. We're off and running. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Hey, it's Common Man. Everybody's talking about affordability these days, but the good news is you'll find hundreds of vehicles that fit your budget at GoGermain.com. Drive home in a new sedan starting at just $139 a month. New SUVs from only $189 a month, or a truck for as low as $329. Plus, choose from over 1,700 new and pre-owned vehicles, all priced under $30K, and it's only at GoGermain.com. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Go see my friends today. GoGermain.com.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor and call a groundworks company. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule a free inspection with Ohio Basement Authority, a groundworks company.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Our experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. Ohio State Urgent Care. This is world-class care.
Dip it, dunk it, smother it. It's queso gone wild at Hothead Burritos. Try our new loaded potatoes covered in queso and topped off with hardwood smoked bacon, burritos, bowls, nachos, and more. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some queso.
Introducing UDF's new Ice Cream Quakes flavors for summer. Get a sugar rush with cotton candy crackle. Try something crunchy and creamy with peanuts and caramel corn. Feel a chili lime kick with mango chili tango. Or go for a summer favorite with peachy cobbler. UDF Summer Ice Cream Quakes. Only at United Dairy Farmers for a limited time.
Thinking about making the switch to hybrid or even all-electric? Germain Honda of Dublin has you covered. Explore the Honda hybrid lineup, including the Accord Hybrid, CR-V Hybrid, and Civic Hybrid. Or experience Honda's all-electric Prologue SUV. You'll get the efficiency you want, the reliability Honda is known for, and great offers available across the lineup. See why more Central Ohio drivers are choosing Honda electrified vehicles at Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road or online at germainhondaofdublin.com.
Experience the adrenaline of Barrett-Jackson in Columbus, June 25th to 27th at the Ohio Expo Center and State Fairgrounds. See hundreds of no-reserve collector cars cross the auction block and sell to the highest bidder. Take in the lively exhibitor marketplace. Engage with interactive sponsor displays and enjoy a wide selection of food and drink options. It's an exciting, high-octane event for fans of all ages. Advance tickets on sale now for the world's greatest collector car auctions at barrett-jackson.com.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Call today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you want and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, foreclosures, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Call today and speak with me, John Kozik, for an all-cash offer and the help you need. At 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000, TurboTrackRealty.com.
Cheetah Green with Skip Mosick.
Saturday, we're at the PGA Tour Superstore on Sawmill with some great Father's Day gift ideas, plus Bob Herrig and the U.S. Open from Shinnecock.
Cheetah Green with Skip Mosick, Saturday mornings at 9 on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies for us today and gusty winds. Temperatures will get into the low 80s, and then for tonight, partly cloudy overnight with our lows in the upper 50s. For Juneteenth on Friday, we end the week with plenty of sunshine and highs in the upper 70s. We'll see some gusty winds continue. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Miss a little, miss a lot. Catch Bishop and Friends wherever you get your podcasts. It's free.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The Fan. They've all been paid by the Cleveland Browns. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, so we're giving, I mentioned that song that was on that mix CD that I was listening to yesterday. So it was featured in a bunch of 2000s movies. The song by SR71, Right Now, is the name of the song. It bangs. It goes. Apparently it was in the trailer for Old School, which is probably, Bake, where you heard it, my guess is there. It was in Dude, Where's My Car? It was also in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, so it was featured in all of those. It's a great one, and they're truly a one-hit wonder. And you said somebody in the chat said that they played Easton?
Yeah, somebody said they did like a free concert at Easton out in front of Brio when that song was released.
They were truly, that's it. I mean, I was looking them up at the break, like it's just one hit. Had you heard it before? Reese, did you pull it up in the break?
I was looking up how it, I don't know, SR71, like I was reminded who they were, and I still don't know if I know the song, so I'm going to have to actually listen to it.
Yeah. Well, we can't play it on the show, right? Because we have...
That's so I was also trying to figure that out, like how much time we get for music before we're kicked off.
I know there's a limited amount of that we can.
I think it's like 30 seconds, maybe.
Something like that.
Mhm.
I mean, it goes right away. Like, you know it right. It comes out swinging. It swings for the fences right away.
I mean, it sounds like the soundtrack of every late 90s, early 2000s teeny movie. Like, it sounds like, I thought it was from American Pie because it sounds like something from American Pie.
Well, I wonder if it is. Here's the other thing about that era that was so cool, and I was reminded of all of this. Soundtracks to movies were massive. So they would curate these. No, it's not on the soundtrack, but this is here's the American Pie soundtrack. Here are the artists: Third Eye Blind, Tonic. That's one sounds just You Wanted More by Tonic.
Bangers.
Blink 182, Sugar Ray, Super Transatlantic, Dishwalla, Shades Apart, Bachelor Number 1, Goldfinger, Bic Runga. Well, I can't say the last one. So, but yeah, they all kind of sound.
I know
the same.
Goldfinger from Superman, and that's on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Like, so there was a moment where video game soundtracks were awesome.
They were, yeah.
Like Grand Theft Auto had 100%. A couple that were great.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if Bob's the FCC, but he says we can play it for 10 seconds by itself, and then we can play under it. We can, according to him. So I don't know if he's in charge of the FCC, but that's what he says.
I think that's actually kind of right. You get 10 to 15 seconds, and then if you're talking over something and it's lightly in there, you're okay. But
we had an old program director here who was a bozo who, when we used to have music, who we would play back, like sometimes I would comment on it. This was years ago. Sometimes I would comment on the song that came back, and I had probably 15 meetings with this guy about how I shouldn't comment on the music that was coming back. Like this was the cross that he was going to die on.
All right,
was
so
that I was commenting on the music.
Let's test the general's theory here, because I'm looking in our database, and there's a song by an artist called SR71, Christmas Time is the Time to Say I Love You. Anybody, any reference to that?
Don't have anything.
I'm going off of what I see in front of me. I'm going to hit play whenever you want me to.
That's terrifying. Go ahead. You can. I don't know.
Christmas is the time to say I love you.
Sounds like it would be them.
It could be them. They're kind of punk. Are we sure this is safe? I'm nervous, really nervous right now.
We have a dump.
We're still okay right now.
We still have a dump?
Yeah.
Okay, they do kind of sound like this. Okay. All right. Yeah, so we test. Yeah, it sounds like that.
So I looked up right now in our database, and we've got Right Here, Right Now by Jesus Jones.
Jesus Jones, yeah.
All Right Now by Free. Okay. Right Here, Right Now again. And again, then Blow One Out Right Now, which I don't know, that's just 2 seconds. Then we got Reese saying I'd suck one right now.
Wait a minute.
Holy cow.
Can't play that.
It's got derailed.
And then I don't know, something with Ryan Day and James Laurinaitis. So that's all we got under
That's
right
all
now.
we got. Yeah, this song, this doesn't surprise me that this wasn't in the mix. But maybe we'll play it a little bit later. We had the U.S. Open is underway at Shinnecock, barely. They were in fog all morning. They were delayed, and they're finally out there getting after it and playing out on Long Island. It honestly does not in any way look like a U.S. Open. Tim May is going to join us in 6 minutes from Shinnecock. This is what he does every year. He goes out and he's a volunteer at these places. The wind is whipping. It's overcast. They are dressed. The players are dressed in sweaters and quarter zips and golf hoodies, and it looks like if you just flip this on, you'd think you were watching the Open Championship, like the one in Great Britain. You would not think that there was any chance that this was something that was happening in the United States. This does not look like a U.S. Open in any way, shape, or form, other than the fact that the iconic Shinnecock clubhouse, that's about the only way. If you don't know the course and you flip this thing on, it looks like you're watching the Open Championship.
I know they were worried about greens yesterday.
Whew. I wonder what the weather is out there.
Wonder if that sticks today.
Well, they're still going to
rain all day.
It is, and they're also having they have crazy wind, like 15, 20 mile an hour wind. So those two things I think are both. Why can I not get Southampton? There we go. Southampton, New York. It looks like it's like quite cold out there. So, I mean, some of these shots. It looks like the Open Championship is what it looks like. It's just absolutely
miserable.
brutal. Yeah.
Right now, so James Nicholas and Brandon Wu, 1 under. Nicholas is through 3. Wu is just off of 1. I mean, they're trying here.
It's 75 degrees, so I don't know what the heck we're all bundled up for out there right now. Go ahead,
I just looked up and saw Podrick Harrington hit a shot out of this long, I don't even know. I guess it's rough, but is it like long fescue or whatever?
Fescue, yeah.
I don't even know how he advanced. He hit a great shot. It got it on the green. I don't know how.
Well, it's a great. I also don't know how they're going to mark a ball. Like the wind is whipping. Like, are you going to have to race up there and before the wind blows the ball off some of these greens?
Well, some of these greens, the way they are, the ball's just rolling right off of them anyway.
Yeah.
Without the wind.
What is the football equivalent of the U.S. Open? Is it a snow game?
Probably.
Like where it's just drudgery?
Probably.
Or super winds and rain, maybe.
Where it's just not fun and
sloppy.
It's just...
The field gets almost. What was it? It was a playoff game either last year or the year before. Was it I can't. Was it the Bills involved where the field just got? Oh, it was the Broncos.
Yeah.
The field just got in the second half just got totally destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what they're in for. It seems. It does feel like right now because they got some rain and so it looks like that the ball is they're holding greens right now. So maybe if you go out this morning, you can handle a little bit of the wind. You can thrive out there on Long Island. Tim May, by the way, the idea of Tim May prancing around Southampton, running into Donna Karen and the rest of them brings me such great joy. And he will join us from there in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
What can ADP do for small business? We help answer the business questions, like how do you track employee time? How do you do payroll taxes? Or what does compliance even mean? So small businesses can focus on bigger questions. Now florists can ask, can we invent another holiday to sell bouquets? Pizza shops can ask, how do we stuff a calzone into a pizza crust? And pool cleaners can ask, what is that thing in the filter? These are the questions you can focus on when ADP takes care of the business of your small business. ADP for small business.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of the biggest positives we hear from customers is, I loved my Pella Columbus guide. We're there to be whatever it takes to make your life easy.
We've been working on our support as well.
Cool, like?
I made a pamphlet.
A pamphlet?
Double-sided, very thorough. Even put a word search on page 2 with window words like double pane, which is what my mom used to call me, still calls me.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Joseph Senta and Dr. Barry Zeta at Ohio Vein and Vascular are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. They can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. 3 locations to serve you at Polaris, Reynoldsburg, and now open downtown. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Imagine taking your family on that dream vacation with a brand new 26 Chevy Equinox from McDaniel GM Superstore. Matty Ice here for McDaniel this month. Save up to $3,190 off or get an incredible 3.9% APR for 60 months. Prefer to lease, drive away in a new Equinox for as low as $249 a month for 36 months with just $3,998 due at signing. They're just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or visit online at McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for almost 80 years. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
What's up? What's up, man? What's up with you?
Sponsored by Apex Pros, the pros who knows.
Well, here's what's up on a Thursday. This is one of my favorite annual hits. It's the Tim May hit from a U.S. Open. We've done this from Pinehurst. We've done this from the Country Club. We did it from LACC, probably some other ones too. Tim can fill in on that. Today we do it from Golf Royalty. It's out on Long Island, Shinnecock. Buddy, how are you?
I'm doing extremely well. My work shift this morning started at 6:45, but I got here at 7:30 because our shuttle buses have been in ridiculous traffic jam every day. But, of course, the play was delayed because of fog. And then the wind's coming. The wind is actually starting to pick up. It's going to pick up like 5 miles an hour per hour for the next, it seems like 4 or 5 hours. I mean, it could be 20 to 30 this afternoon with gusts around 40. We'll see if, in fact, that makes them stop play because, Bo, no, I've never been here. I don't know if you've ever been here or not.
I have, yeah. Not to Shinnecock, but I've been right by it. I haven't played the course, but I've been right there.
Right. Yeah. But, well, number one, you know where you are. You're on this isthmus, as Lou Holtz would have put it. You're on this isthmus, between the main part of Long Island and headed to Montauk. Number one, you're in the jawbone of it. And then number two, this morning there was extreme fog, which meant they had to delay play until about 30 minutes ago, 45 minutes ago. Yeah. And it's really backed up. And of course, here's the deal, it gets daylight in Columbus now, around 6 a.m., right? 5:50, 6 a.m. Gets daylight here at like 5:10 this morning. Except it gets dark almost an hour earlier than it does in Columbus, even though we're on the same time zone. So the bottom line is you got 156 golfers trying to get 18 holes in today. It's like your classic Muni.
Yeah.
It is pretty fun, but I don't know if they're gonna end up doing it or not. They may have to get the marshals out there. Let's get going out here. You're behind the clock. But the bottom line is it has been delayed, but now they're rolling. I've been working in the merchandise tent, and it has been rocking and rolling. Yeah, and because people have nothing else to do, whatever. But my shift ends here in just a little while. I'll be out there. There's a buddy I've developed who's one of the marshals out on number 16, the monster that is 16. It's 615 yards with I think it's got 19 traps on it. Or sand divots, whatever. You're not supposed to call it a trap. You're supposed to call it something else. Somebody was in that etiquette a couple of months ago. Remember that?
I do.
But these things are traps. I mean, like Lego traps. And what makes them bad is like up around the cluster complex, like on 16, up around the green, there's like 8 or 9 traps. And the thing you don't want to be is in between them. It's like this weird thing. But I know I'm meandering here because it's this is just so impressive a looking golf course. Just looking at it, it's like I said. I've been to the last several years. I've been to the Country Club. I've been to El Country Club. I've been to Pinehurst, and then last year Oakmont. But this place, I don't know. It just feels bigger, even though it's really not on paper.
No, Tim, is it cold there? I see all these guys in sweaters and quarter zips. Is it cold?
Well, here's the thing. It's supposed to be like 72, 74 today, but the constant breeze turning into wind drops it like 5-10 degrees. I mean, this is, like you said, you've been out here, it's in between Peconic Bay and Shinnecock Bay. So you've got water, in one direction about 1.5 miles away, and you got water in the other direction about 1.5 miles away. So the winds keep trading. I don't think you call those trade winds, but the winds keep trading at certain parts of the day. But today it's going to be a steady breeze pretty much out of the southwest, and it's going to be picking up, and it's going to be breezy to windy the next several days. I mean, maybe the whole tournament. But I'm trying to tell you, you've been out here. At the clubhouse. The clubhouse basically the highest point on the course, really. Mm-hmm. And then it drops down into these valleys, goes up and around some sand hills, hence Shinnecock Hills. Mm-hmm. But it's almost every green looks exposed, meaning to the wind. There are a few that aren't, but it's a classic old time course with those what I call quite a few of those muffin top greens, where you look at them, but They got the edges that roll down, kind of like Pinehurst a couple of years ago. The Donald Ross kind of design of the greens, and God, these guys it's just really difficult. You've got to hit precise shots in there to hold the green and not run off. That's why you saw Phil Mickelson go chasing after that ball in 2018.
Yeah, he's had enough.
Do a polo move, hitting it back because he knew he was about to be 20, 25 yards off the green there, man. Maybe even into a trap. I mean, this will get you. But you know what? If you hit the ball, pardon the pun, if you hit the ball straight, the fairways are pretty substantial. They're like 38, 40 yards wide pretty much as a rule. And where they got upset, the players got upset at them here 8 years ago, whenever that was that they had narrowed up the fairways. Now they've got them back more of like what the members play from day to day. But every member, I just talked to the guy who played it about 8 weeks ago, and he said, you still got to hit the ball to the right place or you're in trouble, and which is the way it ought to be, right?
Yeah, no, and Tim, just paint this picture. I was out there, this was, probably 20 years ago. I was out there actually for a bachelor party, and we played, I want to say we played, no, we didn't play National. We played another one that's right there adjacent.
Sabonic?
It might have been Sabonic.
S-E-B-O-N, yeah.
It might have been Sabonic, but for the folks who can't picture it, you basically have like 4 elite golf course, like the most private elite golf courses as any on the planet, all kind of in this same area.
Absolutely. Southampton Country Club is one of the members there told me yesterday. He goes, we actually have the best country. We actually have the best golf course, but we don't make waves. Right. And I'm just going. I go, I don't know, man. I'm not sure that I didn't say that to him. I said, yeah, it looks really nice. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like really out here. And by the way, do not equate Southampton and Shinnecock Hills to Manhattan. I mean, we're 85 miles from the Empire State Building, I think. So due east, and but no, you can stand. Like I said, you stand up by the first tee here at Shinnecock, and you can see all 4 golf courses in some form or fashion, all the way to Peconic Bay. And the funny thing about this is, like I told you, how close the ocean is, or ocean type water is. Shinnecock does not border. Has no big body of water on it. It doesn't go up next to a big body of water, but the National Golf Links does with its famous windmill. I put a picture on Twitter a couple of days ago of that, showing what you're talking about. It's just one great golf course after great golf course after great golf course after great golf course, with really not even any fences between them. It's kind of surreal a little bit. It looks like something I would, if you wanted to play 4 different golf courses a week and you had all the money you could take, this is what you'd do.
It feels like it. I think that's a good way to put it. If you had infinite funds and you wanted to just, that's it.
You take your Chris Craft, and dock it down there by the National Golf Links, and just kick back. That would be the life. That would be the life, brother.
Be pretty good. Little palm for dinner in East Hampton. Nobody gets hurt. I want to ask you about the people who are talking there. Is there any concern about this becoming unplayable? Because that's been a massive conversation leading up to today.
Well, this is what's really funny. If you saw the press conference yesterday when they were talking about they were literally saying, without saying it, we don't want this to get away from us like it did in 2018 when they were ever see that story about me and my big brother Ben with my dad when Alabama played Auburn in 1964 at Legion Field, and this was for AstroTurf, and stuff. And we're running our customary 100-yard dash after the game, and all of a sudden we both stopped and we looked down and we're running on green dirt. They had painted, because it was on color television. They had painted the dirt green. Well, that's kind of like what they ended up almost doing here, remember, in 2018. The greens got away from them. So they don't want that to happen. But the funny thing was, they use the term, they're going to syringe the greens today and tomorrow, and which makes you think like they're basting a turkey or something, right? No, all they're doing is taking, like we've seen them do. I think we've seen them do that at Muirfield a few times, where they just take a big water hose and spray them down so they don't lose them. And they're going to keep them at about 10 on the stimp meters, what they were talking about yesterday, which is fair. But, dude, these greens, oh, my God, they all tilt back to front. There's not I wouldn't call there's a lot of undulation in them. There's a little bit, but it's mainly the tilt. So unless you're just directly below the hole, you know what I mean?
Yep.
There is no straight putt here. So, yeah, this will test everybody, including Vaughn Harbor, Ohio State sophomore. I'm not sure what his delayed tee time is. He was supposed to go off at 8:47, but they're about almost 2 hours behind, so he might not go off till like 10 o'clock. But that's still better than going off, 10 o'clock at Shinnecock.
That's right.
But that's still better than going off this afternoon when it's supposed to get ridiculous windy.
It looks awesome. Of the places that you've been, I'll get you out of here on this. How do you rank them of the places that you've been? Where does this one fit with the others, just on the look and the feel of it?
Just from impression, it's the best I've been so far. I'm going to Pebble Beach next year. I've been to Pebble Beach before, though I haven't played it, but I've walked a part of the course. But this place is just, once you go up over the hill by the clubhouse and then look out over the grounds, you go, wow, it just grabs you, man. It's I don't know, it seems to have muscle is the best way of putting it. Even the fairways, like we talked about Muirfield, the fairways have these waves in them and stuff, and it's you have hardly ever have what you call a flat lie, where you and the ball, you're always hitting up uphill or downhill lie and all that kind of stuff. Even the flat area is not flat. So that's what's impressive about this place. And, for the most part, the design is pretty much what William Flynn, when he redid it back in the late 1920s, pretty much they've stayed to that for the most part. That's how you know something has great bones, is when you can build on it and not abuse it like they tried to do 8 years ago. No need to do that. I agree with Rory McIlroy. Play this the way it was designed to be played, because it's hard enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Buddy, I love it. Enjoy the weekend out there.
By the way, Brendan Sorsby, we talked about a week ago. Yeah, you don't belong in the NCAA right now, buddy. So I'm glad everybody came to their senses.
Yeah, and what I said is he was going to be the one who chose it. Because why would you put yourself through it? He doesn't need to.
Right.
He doesn't need to.
Right.
Go to the NFL.
With this idea, yeah. All right, man, I know you got to go. See you, brother.
There he goes. Tim May just loping the hills of the Hamptons is just everything that you'd want. It's just everything that you'd want. Speaking of Sorsby, some interesting comments in terms of what did Cincinnati know when they knew it. We can get into that coming up next. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
This is Gordon Miller for Miller Lending, the original home of the no-cost mortgage. As a third-generation family-owned business, I learned early on the importance of relationships and always looking out for the best interest of the consumer. So back in 1987, I witnessed firsthand how closing costs worked and did not like what I saw. Averaging upwards of $15,000, the cost of refinancing was so high, it prevented borrowers from lowering their payment, while the cash to close on a purchase was doubled. That's insane. So 39 years ago, I developed a loan option without any cost at all. Instead of using your money, we used the lender's money. The result? A zero closing cost mortgage. Fast forward to today, and we've now saved consumers over $500 million in needless fees. So before you hand your money over to your lender, call Miller Lending and see why a no-cost loan is right for you. 877-9-NO-COST, or simply apply online at nocostmortgage.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender and MLS number 250-2146.
Hey, Columbus, buy a new Ford at the same price of Ford employee pays. No markup, no haggling. Right now, Capital Ford of Columbus, get employee pricing on F-150s, Super Duties, Explorers, Mustangs, and more. Thousands in savings. This deal ends soon. Come to Capital Ford today, priced for you.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Whether you're repping the orange and brown or shouting Hoo Day, the ultimate football pilgrimage is closer than you think. Ditch the living room, get the family on the road, and make the short drive to greatness and visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. From the backyard to the gridiron, it's the one place where every fan comes together to create new family memories. Make it a weekend to remember and see why Ohio truly is the heart of football. Visit ProFootballHOF.com and plan your visit today.
With Bet365 Early Payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
Your plate is full every morning. Thanks to the $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. Freshly brewed coffee, a hearty breakfast sandwich with a freshly cracked egg, and a daily baked donut. All of that for just $6. Yeah, that is a full plate for sure, but it's one less thing on your plate to worry about. So enjoy it to its fullest. The $6 Tim's Trio, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons, at participating U.S. restaurants.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
It's time for sun and savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, get a new 2060 Elantra SE for $59 per month for a 2-year lease. Just $59 a month for the drive into summer sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit $39.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year and 7.6.
Common Man and Timmy, they're good, clean boys. If you enjoy a radio show hosted by immature men with slightly above average sports knowledge, they've got you covered.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
The uncle you never knew you had. The friends you kind of wish you didn't. This is Bishop and Friends.
So there's, by the way, I just can't get over, Tim May out in Southampton. That is just. Did we time the first answer?
It was well over 5 minutes.
Did you ask a question?
I think I just said, "How are you?"
Oh,
he just went. That was it. It was awesome.
Pull the string and let him go.
By the way, isn't that the coolest damn thing you can do? And by the way, Tim's retirement, he works nonstop. He goes to every press conference, like he podcasts, he's on here, does all this stuff. But I do think that this one's really cool, that he volunteers at the U.S. Open every year, no matter where it is. I think that's a really cool tradition that I would think would be pretty appealing to go to those things. And so he works in the merch tent from 6:30 to 10:30, something like that. And then he just gets to go watch the U.S. Open. Which is cool, and you get to see all these places you otherwise wouldn't see because you're not getting on the grounds at Shinnecock. No chance.
How many interviews is he setting up for the Tim May podcast after his shift?
Probably a few. And then he has to get the Sorsby thing in at the end. I don't know what's all going to happen with all of this, but there is a lot of conversation taking place in terms of. And this is kind of the new layer of this for us, is the idea that Cincinnati knew more than they let on, and certainly sooner than they let on. The University of Cincinnati, Sorsby's agent has had some questioning of the handling of all of it as well. You can take for that what you will. Ron Slavin is his agent. He was on a Dallas radio station. This was on yesterday, and said that Cincinnati should be questioned or at least catching heat because the school knew of Sorsby's gambling for 2 years and never said anything.
You have to be careful of some things just because of all the people involved, and the people I feel worse for besides Brendan is Texas Tech. And I know they might have, I think where they messed up was they talked too much, but nobody knew any of this about Brendan. Nobody knew when he was in the portal this was happening. I mean, Brendan probably should have gone in the draft in January, right? If we would have known, but nobody knew. So the people at Tech have been great, very supportive. Joy McGuire, I think, is one of the best human beings on the planet. He's a lot of head coaches are transactional. He is not. And they didn't do anything wrong here. If anybody should be questioned or be catching heat, it should be Cincinnati, because they knew for 2 years and never said anything and didn't do anything about it. So that's the part of the story that gets lost. And again, it's like, this is a 22-year-old kid who doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. He's had 2 girlfriends his entire life. He's at church every Sunday. He's a great human being, and I guess his biggest fault might be he's too giving. And when I say that, his involvement with some of his friends and the predatory world of gambling, where you turn 18 and deposit $5, you get a free 100, and every single show on TV and every single radio show, everything is sponsored by a gambling site. So it's a scary world we're living in, and we, these kids have all been raised now with phones in their hands, so it's real easy to get on an app and place a bet. So there's so much more to it, and it'll come out.
So I think he's the first 20 seconds or so, he makes some pretty decent points about what, and we brought this up, like, when did Cincinnati know, and what did they know? I had Dan Hort on yesterday in the afternoon, and I asked him about it, and he mentioned something in an answer about how a couple of years ago they found some software on his phone, and then they went and talked to him about that software, and they felt like it was handled. Cincinnati yesterday, in response to this, by the way, in that answer, just no responsibility for Sorsby for any of it. And I like how we're a 22-year-old kid when it's convenient to be a 22-year-old kid, as opposed to 18-year-old man when it's convenient to be an 18-year-old man. Like, he knew what he was doing was wrong. There's no chance that he didn't realize. He just didn't think he'd get caught, which maybe that questions the intelligence is all that is. But real quick, before you guys weigh in, this was Cincinnati's response to this. We will, quote, "We will reiterate what we have said before. All of our student athletes receive extensive gambling education multiple times throughout the year, and we would never knowingly play an athlete who violated NCAA sports wagering regulations. If we ever became aware of impermissible wagering, we would report to the NCAA and comply with sanctions." So that's Cincinnati's response to that.
I also liked how in the first part of the cut we played of Sorsby's agent, he said, Texas, if they did anything, they may talk too much. Because now it does feel like the PR spin's happening from every side of this. You even had at a local CBS affiliate in Lubbock, Cody Campbell, last night talking about how, well, no, actually, like, we had made the call that Sorsby should be done.
Where it ended is basically that we more or less ran out of time. He had to make a choice on whether he was going to stay in college or try to stay in college or go in the NFL supplementary draft, which is a very unusual thing that's done. But the deadline for that is June the 22nd. And with all the different legal challenges that were going on from the Big 12, potentially from other places, there was no way to know with certainty that he was going to be eligible or that there weren't going to be additional sanctions placed on Texas Tech or anything like that. And so we had to make the decision that we went to talk to Brendan and said, look, it's probably not the best thing for you because you'd be taking some risks that you might not end up being able to play. It's not fair to your teammates, because, games that they're playing or their postseason could be threatened if you're to play. It may not be good for the university. And so, that was a tough thing, because he really, truly wanted to play. And like I said, he is a really good kid.
So now we're worried about the teammates. Now we're worried about how they feel. Now we're worried about the reputation here of Tech.
There's so many things in both of these pieces of audio that we just played that are so ridiculous. And I'm going to keep beating the same drum I've beat from all along. No, Mr. Slavin, an 18-year-old kid can't do that. With adding $5 into a betting app and getting 100 because they're not allowed. You have to be 21 years old. So somebody helped him do that. And I will also say this, and this is just me. People keep talking about a gambling addiction. I don't know if he has one or not. And if he does, I apologize, but they're just using that as an excuse here. He knew what he was doing. He wanted to gamble. It doesn't mean he's addicted. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't have any of these other addictive things, but he's addicted to gambling. Now, again, if he has a gambling addiction, I hope he gets the help he needs. But I think that's just an excuse in all of this. And he's only had 2 girlfriends, and let's put his
church every Sunday.
Let's put his kindergarten picture up on the TV too. With all of get out of here. And Cody Campbell, stop. because you always knew this stuff was available or could have happened to you and your team and sanctions. It's just when everybody stood up and said, no, we're not letting you do this. Oh, well, it's probably not in our best interest now.
Yeah, I don't think we'll never know what Texas Tech knew when they knew it. I do believe that Cincinnati probably knew. And I'm sure that they did probably know. And so there's that. There's so many layers to it. This would be my advice to everybody involved with this. Stop talking. Just stop it. Stop talking. Like, the only thing that matters for him now is that he prepares for the NFL supplemental draft and he puts his best foot forward there. Be contrite, be honest, be straightforward, have a great pro day, and you're probably going to be a second-round supplemental pick. And then your NFL career is off. By the way, you get to keep the $5 million for Texas Tech. No losers there from his perspective. I'm sure he would have loved to play a year at Texas Tech. He doesn't get to do that, but his alternative is still pretty damn good when you think about it. So just stop the talking. Have him talk at Pro Day, and you're good. Nobody else needs to weigh in on this anymore. When you've been around for a while, you learn a few things. I'd like to think I know a little bit about radio, but for pests like ants or termites, I turn to Rose Pest Solutions. Over 165 years of experience, they've mastered their craft as the nation's oldest family-owned pest control company. The pros from Rose protect Columbus homes and businesses with expert pest prevention and treatment. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com. We'll open up the mailbag in the second hour. Mr. Finebaum on all of this at 10:30. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
Bob Yoakum, president of Rockford Homes, talks about what makes First Bank of Central Ohio different.
I would say it starts by caring. It starts by doing what you say you're going to do and following through on it. When you're talking about local, you're talking about relationships and people that matter to you. I don't care if that's personally or professionally.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, happy Father's Day month.
You know what, Jerry? I grew up with a single mom, so it's always been important to me to be the best dad I could be.
You install air conditioners in people's homes, Aaron. That literally makes you the cool dad. Get it?
Get Eco.
Did you just call a guy with an HVAC company a cool dad? That really is a dad joke.
Get Eco.
A cool dad like you can install a new air conditioner that makes the whole family cool.
Well, a really cool dad would repair the air conditioner they have.
And leave more money for Father's Day presents.
With our AC Repair Buyback program, we'll even credit you any money you spend on the repairs against the purchase of a new system, if you change your mind and replace it.
Get Eco.
Hypothetically, Aaron, what does a guy like yourself look for in a necktie?
I don't wear ties, Jerry, and I'm certainly not your dad.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and cool dad HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Craving the O? Now it comes to you. For loyal fans, the O on Lane is now offering the O on the Go catering delivery. Perfect for the office or any group. Order boxed lunches or group catering right now at theoonlane.com. The O on the Go, delivered fresh, delivered easy.
The next chapter of Cleveland Browns football is here, and we want to invite you to be the first in. It's a new world-class stadium. It's a new era of Browns football, and it begins in 2029. And your path to being a part of it starts today. Place your deposit now at newhuntingtonbankfield.com to reserve your spot and be one of the first to choose your seats in our brand new state-of-the-art enclosed stadium where Cleveland Browns football goes to the next level.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Our experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. Ohio State Urgent Care. This is world-class care.
Is 2026 the year you achieve your health goals? The Good Feet store wants to help. Trade in your bad feet for good feet. We want to help you walk, run, exercise, and play in comfort this year. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road in Grove City.
The lot is full and the deals are on.
Let's get it started. At Lindsay Honda, we're kicking off the summer by giving you cash for your clunker. $3,500 minimum guaranteed for qualifying trade. Trade up to a new 2026 CR-V LX all-wheel drive CVT. Now just $339 a month. Or just $259 for a new 2026 Civic LX CVT.
Let's get it started.
Cash for clunkers is back at Lindsay Honda. Visit lindsayhonda.com for details.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
Let's go back to 1947 for this highlight. It was a mediocre season for the Reds, but somehow in the midst of this ho-hum year, Reds pitcher Ewell Blackwell managed to have one of the best seasons a Cincinnati pitcher has ever had. From May 10th to July 25th, Blackwell had 16 wins in a row, and all 16 were complete games. And the highlight for this winning streak came on this June 18th with a no-hitter at Crosley Field. A 6-0 win over the Boston Braves, now the Atlanta Braves. Ewell Blackwell, a tall right-hander with a nasty sidearm delivery and a devastating fastball, and a no-hitter on this June 18th, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. After several weather delays, the 126th U.S. Open is underway at Shinnecock Hills in New York. Graham McDowell's in the lead at 2 under. 4 golfers are one back at 1 under. World number 1 Scotty Scheffler's the betting favorite. J.J. Spahn's the defending champion. They'll begin their first round in about 15 minutes. Because of the fog, wind, and rain, the last golfers in the afternoon wave won't tee off until 4:45. West of Shinnecock, the New York Knicks are about to get their championship parade underway in the Big Apple. The Carolina Hurricanes will have their Stanley Cup parade Saturday morning. In baseball Thursday, the Guardians look to avoid a series sweep. Cleveland's at Milwaukee at 2:10. Chase DeLauder hit the 10-day DL on Wednesday with a fractured rib. The Reds are off Thursday. Cincinnati's in New York Friday against the Yankees. And the Clippers play Grant Wilkes Barre at 12:05. This update is sponsored by RCDRV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or online at rcdrv.com.
First Friday miracles are always better with Uncle Bo. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, second hour on a Thursday. Mr. Finebaum coming up in 27 minutes from now. Time now, though, to open up that mailbag. Hit it, fellas.
Our comment box is always open. Any feedback is mostly appreciated.
The mail never stops. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. There's never a let up. It's relentless. Every day it piles up more and more and more. And you got to get it out. And the more you get out, the more it keeps coming in. Again.
Bishop and Friends present Emails.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free sale. Visit windownation.com now.
Another full mailbag for you today. Good job out of all of you. This one from Mike in Oxford, who writes, the subject line is Judge's decision on Sorsby stands. Bo, will the judge's decision on Sorsby still stand as precedent for future NCAA players now that Sorsby will not play for Texas Tech? It's a really good question, Mike. They are withdrawing that entire process. We got all sorts of lawyers who listen to this show. I'm blanking on the word, but they're withdrawing that. And so the injunction, they're withdrawing the motion for the injunction. And so with that, he is again ineligible according to the NCAA. So that's what's going to allow him to get into the supplemental draft. Mike, I would say that the biggest lesson learned in all of this, and I'm optimistic for this, that is if there is an issue, and there's a million of these, that college football can still band together and get something done and actually enforce the rules that are on the books. Because this wasn't anything that was won or lost in a court of law that he has to go to the NFL. And by the way, I think it was mostly just his decision because he had enough. But the reality was that the heat got so hot on Tech from everybody else that this is kind of the way that it ended up. And so kind of tells me that, I guess, guys, if you actually want to enforce the rules, you can.
There's hope, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's actually some hope that if everybody gets on the same page with it, you can make some meaningful, actionable change.
Seems like it.
I mean, because Ryan Day had comments a couple weeks ago about everybody doing these conversations in silos. And in the last 2 weeks, everybody's gotten together in kind of the same silo and expressed their displeasure at what was going on with an injunction and an injunction of an injunction. And so I think it finally got to a junction where everybody banded together and made change. And it's a step in the right direction. Like, it's easy to be cynical of all of this, but there's a little bit of hope that if enough people want change in this, and enough people should, outside of the federal government, you can get it done.
You can. Yeah.
Real quick, things I didn't think I would see today also. Martha Stewart in this Knicks parade. I just saw her
Queen of New
walking.
York. Sure.
Jeez.
I guess this is going to depend on, and it sounds like if we have a situation like this, the conferences, the NCAA are going to stand up against it. I guess it's going to depend on where we are in the country and what judge it is, right? Because this isn't a federal judge that made this. It was a local judge in Texas that made this decision. So I guess it's going to be, what is the judge in the local area going to rule on it?
Yeah, I mean, this is the same thing they did. It's a different case, but Trinidad Chambliss with the judge in Oxford. I mean, it's the same operation. This one from Scott. Hello, Bo and the boys. One of the points brought up on the show transition from T-Bone to Bishop and Friends was, if Sorsby goes out and throws 3 picks in a big game, his team loses. Are we still questioning this all over again? On that note, I think it's important to differentiate point shaving from just a generalized gambling addiction. These are two completely separate issues. Point shaving obviously falls under a category of sports bribery or fraud. It is definitely a crime. That is certainly manifest. I understand that Sorsby bet on his own sport while a participant, which is a huge no-no, and I'm officially of the opinion that the NCAA's ruling should be respected and upheld, but there are different layers of severity when you parse this thing out, and I think it's important to parse out his bets to see if there was any possibility that his bets could have been insider info for monetary gain or point shaving, or was he simply betting on his team to win when at Indiana when they sucked and betting on random pitches in baseball because of an addiction. Gambling addiction is not fueled by a malfeasant nature. It's simply that winning fairly tickles and a little reward center in the brain a little too much, because those would be completely different beasts. Of the information we have, my understanding is it's just a guy who had a gambling addiction and his bets had no impact on the outcome of any games. If that is not the case, I stand corrected. No, I think that that's fair. I mean, talking to people who have looked at all of this and people who potentially could be involved in his whatever he's going to be in the NFL, it wasn't. The thing that I kept hearing from people who cover the league that I know was that NFL teams did not have an issue. It wasn't the betting, it was the amount of bets. It was the addictive nature that they had trouble with. That was the thing that was alarming, because addictive nature in any way, and I've said this before, I mean, guys, that can be like video game addiction. Those are red flags for NFL teams. So that's the thing. He makes some points, too, as I've made about the Georgia reckless driving. And obviously, we've had some of that around here, too. And so, yeah, the reality is you're not going to have to deal with any of this, but the addictive nature of it is what the NFL is going to have a problem with. It's that more than the fact that he was betting on pitches in South Korean baseball.
I'm going to push back a little bit on Scott's email here, because he was betting point total unders for Indiana and unders on the passing yardage. And those are things he could directly affect.
Well, he did not when he was playing, though. He wasn't playing for Indiana. I mean, so basically he was betting on the guy ahead of him not being able to throw it. It's all bad. It's all bad.
It's all bad.
It's all bad. This one from Zach. The title, U.S. Open Week. Hey, Bo, fun fact. The last 3 times Shinnecock Hills has hosted the tournament, the champions, Corey Pavin in 95, Retief Goosen in 04, and Brooks Koepka in 18, were all ranked number 9 in the official world golf rankings heading into the week. The player ranked 9th heading into this week's tournament is none other than defending champion J.J. Spahn. Might be worth throwing a little soft earn. That's a nice little tidbit. You're going to have to use your imagination on this last line, but it's a good one, so I'm going to read it. Legend says Shinnecock got its name from the 3 cuts of rough on the course. Up to the shin, up to the knee, and up to the... Love the show, Zach. Great job on the email, Zach. That's a good one. This one from one of our favorite litigators, Mark, down in Dallas. Bo, quite pleasant surprise to hear my email read upon my daily bike ride. Yes, I don't dispute that money, ratings, and not wishing to tangle with the FedEx Cup had most to do with the change from summer to spring. But I also had to smile when you pointed out that for the foreseeable future, no Texas or Southern, big difference, by the way, as I was quickly schooled on that when I moved to Dallas in 1982, courses were on the PGA schedule. That's exactly my point. They have already been blackballed as possible venues due to the reasons I mentioned earlier. In any event, doubt the PGA of America or the PGA Tour will seek either of our counsel on such heady things. Love your show as I stream it religiously each morning. Mark, thanks for that. So, yeah, I guess it's a chicken before the egg thing a little bit in terms of those courses. Mark was emailed about the move to May for the PGA Championship having to do with getting some of the Southern courses into the rotation. And I did acknowledge that was certainly a part of it. I also should know better to know that Texas isn't Southern in that. This is what I think they should do with the PGA Championship. I think they should put it back in August, and they should find a niche. Whatever that niche is. Maybe the PGA Championship is play courses that anybody can play. Play Wolf Creek. Play Chambers Bay. Play the one in Oregon. Play the one in Whistling Straits. Play those places that any public golfer can go play, and maybe that's who you are. And there's those in the South. There are those public courses that are in Texas as well that are elite, that have these high price fees. Play that one in Montana with the 700 and some yard par 4. Play those. Play something, because right now, to me, when I look at the PGA Championship, it just looks like the U.S. Open. They're playing old U.S. Open courses. It's just, there's nothing to it. It doesn't have any identity at all as far as I'm concerned.
How far are we out from them trying a virtual golf course?
Long way.
Yeah,
long way.
Bo, I think that's a pretty good idea out of you, especially since we get some of the PGA professionals at these courses that end up playing in the tournament. So, yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you could play Pebble. I know Pebble's a U.S. Open one, but, there's other public courses out of the Monterey Peninsula. There's the ones in Vegas that are public courses. They're expensive.
Bethpage Black.
Yeah, absolutely. Bethpage Black. What's the one in Oregon, in Bend, that I'm blanking on? Bandon Dunes. Play Bandon Dunes. Play all of those, and there's got to be some of those in the South that are like Kiowa. You can play Kiowa. Anybody can play Kiowa. It's expensive, but you can do it. And there's probably some in the Texas area that have it as well. Final for this segment, the subject matter is Uncle Gerald. Bo and the boys, I'm a couple weeks late on this email. A month or so ago, you guys did a few segments on just Uncle Gerald and beer. I could have listened to that all day, which brings me to the point, in my best Uncle Bo voice, somehow, somewhere, Bo was going to do a segment on Did My Father Say That, or something to that effect, and I completely missed it. We did do this. We did a segment. This was a month right after my dad visited, where I just read segments, including his distaste for one of my relatives' young child. As July gets watered down with this amazing content, I feel Uncle Gerald and beer could be a viable segment. We could put it in the Uncle Gerald left me stranded in a ditch when I was 6 thing or not a thing, or any segment I feel he could win. I also understand Uncle Gerald is no longer with us and went out the only way a legend could. Could we please have a more Uncle Gerald stories, Bo riding rodeo sheep and beer? Whenever you want them. You don't start a show that way, but we got a lot of them. And in terms of, Uncle Gerald, it's not the most glamorous. He was drag racing at 1 o'clock in the morning, probably having a few Olympias, and that's how we went. So, fitting for him, I do suppose. I'm going out there in July, so I'm guessing I'll be able to pack up some tales that we can share. We'll continue with the mailbag coming up next. Bishop and Friends, right here on the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Ready to make a move? With the CME Federal Credit Union, you can start your home buying journey strong. Lock in a 5/1 ARM mortgage at just 5.35% APR, and you'll have a happy home and a happy wallet. Whether it's your very first home or the next chapter in your story, CME is here for the journey every step of the way. Learn more at CMEFCU.org. APY means annual percentage yield. APR means annual percentage rate. Terms apply. Membership eligibility and approval required. Equal housing lender. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit CMEFCU.org for additional details.
That's
the sound of Ellie De La Cruz stealing third. That's the sound of you stealing third. Right now at UDF, buy any 2 bottled beverages and get the third one free with Ellie Steals Third. Now at United Dairy Farmers. Some restrictions may apply.
Forever starts with the perfect diamond. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar, and for over 78 years, our family has helped generations of couples celebrate love with brilliance, quality, and unbeatable prices. At Diamond Cellar, bigger diamonds and better prices are our promise to you. Whether you're popping the question or upgrading your sparkle, trust the experts. Because diamonds, they're our forte. Visit us at Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road or at Easton Town Center and learn more at diamondcellar.com.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Get 0% financing for 60 months on new 2026 Tucsons. Only at Great Lakes, Columbus, or Dublin, or glakeshyundai.com. With approved A1 credit. Up to 30K finance only, plus qualified trade. N76.
This 4th of July week, Championship Golf takes center stage in Columbus. From July 2nd through 5th, the 46th U.S. Senior Open Championship comes to Scioto Country Club, where legends of the game meet hallowed grounds that don't play favorites. Feel the energy, the tradition, and the pressure of championship golf at its finest. Be there for every moment. Tickets are available now on SeatGeek.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Hi, I'm Josie. My daughter turns 5 today. Blow out the candles. I'm also an Ohio State Highway Patrol trooper. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can get home to celebrate with my daughter.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Let's all give them room to work. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? I don't know. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies for us today and gusty winds. Temperatures will get into the low 80s, and then for tonight, partly cloudy overnight with our lows in the upper 50s. For Juneteenth on Friday, we end the week with plenty of sunshine and highs in the upper 70s. We'll see some gusty winds continue. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Miss a little, miss a lot. Catch Bishop and Friends wherever you get your podcasts. It's free.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The Fan. If you say something with enough confidence, it must be true. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Indeed you are. We are proudly brought to you and sponsored by our great friends at Diamond Cellar, your true jeweler for nearly 80 years. We continue with the mailbag. This one, Forgettable Quarterbacks, is the title. It comes from Bob. In the light of the Sam Darnold winning the Super Bowl, who are the most forgettable Super Bowl winning quarterbacks? He would say Jeff Hostetler, Brad Johnson, Mark Rippon, and maybe Trent Dilfer. Mark Rippon, I think, won the MVP of the league. I could be wrong, but I think he won the MVP of the NFL the year that he won it. He was certainly kind of had the feeling of a one-hit wonder for sure. It's a different era where you had guys like backup players for a great time, like Hostetler backed up Phil Simms forever. Steve Young backed up Joe Montana forever. So, it was just different. I think Brad Johnson's the answer. I got to know Brad in Tallahassee. His Brad Johnson's, did he marry Mark Richt's sister? I think is what it was. But he had a house in Tallahassee, played at Florida State, won the Super Bowl with the Bucks, and he became like a trick shot guy with hoops. Like he actually went viral, I want to say, about a decade ago, doing all sorts of crazy trick shots. But he's probably my answer to that. And we'll see if Darnold can be in that group or not.
Yeah, it's Delfer for me, because I don't know how many years he played after that Super Bowl. Then he was on ESPN, and now he is. Yeah. Is he coaching UAB, or did they fire him?
I think he got fired.
Yeah.
Reese.
So, I think I always remember Trent Dilfer because everybody talks about, well, he won a Super Bowl. When they talk about bad quarterbacks winning a Super Bowl, they talk about him. Mm-hmm. And I always remember Jeff Hostetler because of him and Phil Simms back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Rippon, I think, was a pretty well-known. Brad Johnson that might be the top of the list right there.
Really good dude. Crazy good athlete. I think I have that right, that he like did some viral like basketball shooting stuff that he did. His kid ended up being the quarterback for his kid ended up quarterbacking what? LSU maybe? Max Johnson? LSU, North Carolina? I think that was his son.
Okay.
Yeah. Mark Rippon was second team All-Pro in 1991, so he didn't win an MVP, but he was the Super Bowl MVP on a Washington Redskins team that was absolutely nuts. They went 14-2 that year. They were just an absolute buzzsaw of a team. Absolute buzzsaw.
So, Bo, Max Johnson is his son. He also has a son, Jake Johnson, who started his career. He played tight end. Started his career at Texas A&M and then transferred to North Carolina and played with Max.
Oh, well, there you go.
I guess Max is at Georgia Southern for this year.
They moved around a lot, those kids did. I remember that. Columbus athletes from Tyler. Hey, Bo and friends, honorable mention for Jody Shelley, Rick Nash, and Foligno for Beloved, and now possibly Wierenski. Probably the one we messed up on was not having Foligno. Seems like he's more beloved than Bob, even though Bob was probably the best one that we had. Zach tracking all of those down. All right, we got to follow this one. This is What Would You Do from Chris. This happened on Tuesday, apparently. I'm approaching a major intersection, 2 lanes plus a turn lane in each direction, 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. Okay, I'm with you so far. I enter the intersection traveling southbound, 25 miles per hour with green light, and a vehicle approaching from the west runs the red light, turns right in front of me. I brake hard to avoid hitting them. In the middle of the next block, they slow down and their right turn signal flashes. I'm right behind them. I think they're turning at the next light, but they stop suddenly and now start backing up. It's rush hour. Traffic is backed up behind me. I've got nowhere to go, so I give them the horn. At this point, I realize they want to back into an empty parking spot that I am parallel with and now blocking. In the middle of rush hour on one of the busiest streets in town. I'm in their way, and they want me to move. An option which I am totally disinclined to consider for several reasons, some completely rational, some not. Now on the evening in question, I'm close to home and I'm looking forward to a wonderful dinner with my beautiful wife. However, given recent events, my mood has shifted, and on this occasion, I find I'm no longer in any particular hurry to get there. So I shift the transmission to park. I turn on my 4-way flashers. The other driver thinks I'm trying to steal their parking spot, but I'm only interested in asking the good karma gods for some small semblance of cosmic justice. We've got ourselves an old-fashioned Tuesday night rush hour standoff, since it seems like they're unwilling to circle the block, and I ain't really ready to back out and pull around. I wonder what your listeners would do. I'll be honest with you, Chris. Life's too short, brother. I'm with you. I love the email. I love the detail. I would probably just pull around and let him have the spot. It's an absurd thing to do. The behavior's absurd. Hell, we're a week removed from me teeing him and Bo in the middle of an overpass to stop a semi. So, the world, we have no society right now. We just don't. And I would worry about the violence, too. Do you think he's in his right to block it?
He's in his right. I'm with you, though. The energy, I don't think I would have, unless I couldn't pull around. Unless I couldn't get around, then I'm probably saying to that person, I'm just throwing my hand up, like, you got to go. You got to move, circle around the block and come on back. because it is on them. They're at fault in this. So he's justified in being angry.
Yeah.
But if he can pull out and just leave the situation there in the street, just leave it.
Where would it be? Like, you think about 2-lane.
So Grandview Avenue, that happens. That's a lot. When you're either approaching 3rd or you're going down Grandview Avenue towards Goodale, that does happen. And for the most part, I've seen people just say, I missed the spot. You're not giving me access. But you've also got a car behind you and a car behind you's got a car behind them.
Yeah.
So we're just going to circle and come on back.
I feel like in that situation, I would be very frustrated, but I would try to go around them in some way possible and maybe tell them that they were an idiot as I was doing so. But
tell them they're number one.
I feel like, isn't there a way, like, usually when I'm parallel parking, I'll kind of slide over as close as I can to the cars and then kind of veer back into the road a little bit so it makes my start to my parallel park a little easier when I back up. And I don't know, maybe Chris was following very closely because he was angry and you couldn't realize that at the time. I think I would just try to let it go at that point.
Yeah, I think. And plus, I mean, he had a lovely dinner with the lovely bride that now has been derailed. So it's. Sometimes you just got to say what the blank, you know? This from Sean, dog smell remedy. Hey, Bo, I emailed you about this a while back when you mentioned your dog got into something. Yeah, this is what he does on the reg. This worked for skunk smell as well, so I think it would work for you. 1 quart, 1 cup maybe, 3% hydrogen peroxide, 1/2 cup baking soda, 2 teaspoons dish soap. Mix it up, rub it onto dry fur, and let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes. Rinse it out, then wash your dog with normal shampoo. Hope this helps. Sean from Anna. All right, very good. We took him to the groomer, and I think they got it out. So I think we're in the good now. He was
didn't have to shave him.
No, he didn't. Normal grooming. Him shaved would have looked crazy. Like he would have looked naked. Even when you have like a retriever, one of those, like what Buddy Garrity is. Even when they get wet, you see how small they are. Their fur is so fluffy, you know. So like when you get him, he's all slicked up, man. He's gonna look. I think he'd be embarrassed to walk around.
I wonder if Buddy is like Reese, where if you shave him, it'll grow back by like noon.
I think it
probably.
It probably would. There's no way that I could have him run around with his buddy Augustus McCrae naked, though. I mean, I just think he'd be embarrassed. He couldn't. I can't do that.
Did you find out what exactly?
It was a dead animal for sure.
Okay,
it's some sort of a dead animal that was extinguished here on the property, and that was I don't have my sense of smell, so just connecting dots though, that's what I'm pretty sure that it was.
Was it something that Murder Dog got?
In order for him to roll in it, it would have to be a big enough beast. But we don't really have anything that big around here. I mean, I guess a coyote. I don't know that he would. I mean, he's bigger than a coyote for sure. Maybe a fox. I don't know. It could be any number of things. Final one, this one from Connor. Morning, fellas. First time sending an email that's not sports related, so I decided to rewatch The Hunger Games. I absolutely love that series. I'm here to contend, though, that, and I don't know any of this, that Gale should have ended up with Katniss, and in my opinion, he deserved her more than Peeta. I've never seen this. I don't know. What's your opinion about how it ended? I don't have one. I didn't see it. If you chose a movie or change a story ending, which would you change? The end of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's the universal one. Spoiler alert, Bran's not ending up on the throne.
You botched it, boys. You blew it, boys.
I've never seen a minute of the Hunger Games movies.
There's zero chance Beck has. No chance.
Yeah, you already know.
I knew you didn't see it.
But yeah, change that ending too.
Change that too. Mr. Finebaum in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Life is full of uncertainties. You can't control the economy, the prices at the pump, or the grocery store, and you certainly cannot control the weather. But the one thing you can control is your home's efficiency and comfort. Steve here from USA Insulation. Let us help you take back control of your home by insulating your walls with our premium foam. You give us a call today, we'll come out, we'll insulate your walls, and we'll throw in your attic for free. So give us a call today, 529-2440 or USAinsulation.com. USA.net.
USA Insulation.
Experience the adrenaline of Barrett-Jackson in Columbus, Ohio, June 25th to 27th. See hundreds of no-reserve collector cars cross the auction block, interactive sponsor displays, and a wide selection of food and drinks. It's an exciting, high-octane event for fans of all ages. Tickets on sale now at barrett-jackson.com.
Common Man here for my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. Summertime napping season is upon us. What's that mean? Well, that means for me, a little nap on the leather couch. I got the ceiling fan on, but if that AC's not working properly, that nap turns into crap. Am I right? You got to make sure that AC's in tip-top shape, and the only people to call are my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. The message on their homepage says, we care about your comfort, because they do. If you're not comfortable in your own home, they start to get itchy and scratchy. Here's what you need to know about my friends at Care. They've won the Lennox Centurion Award for 17 years in a row. Now, if you're not in the biz, you don't know what that is, but I'm going to tell you, it's given to the top 5% of Lennox dealers in the country each year. Their service techs are the best in the business, and there's not a problem they can't solve, except maybe the meaning of life. They had no answer when I asked them. But think about living without central AC. Mess you up. My friends at Care also have easy online scheduling. CareHeatingandCooling.com. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for almost 80 years. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Bishop and Friends present college football's most polarizing figure.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Come on back to our show, Tim. The audience hates you.
This is ESPN's Paul Finebaum, sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
Well, buddy, a lot can change in a week. Before we get to all of that, though, congratulations in order. I see our friends at Barrett are honoring you with a Lifetime Achievement Award. This is going to happen in July. Sports Media Lifetime Achievement Award winner, previous winners, Mike Francesa, Mad Dog Russo, Al Michaels. These are icons of the sport, certainly my friend, and certainly of our business. So congratulations on that. When did you know you were on to something with what you were doing?
I think it was probably not as long ago as you would think. It was about 15 years ago, Bo, when we got a call from Sirius XM who wanted to syndicate our show. And I really, I was out covering it was actually a national championship game, and my producer called me. I thought it was a practical joke. But you know what made it work? It was about the time, it was 2010, and there was a lot of Big Ten, SEC bickering back and forth, and that really made it. We kind of declared war for the second time against the North, and it became Ohio State versus Alabama, and that became the basis of it, and it clicked nationally. So until then, I thought we had a good show, but I never dreamed it would get really beyond the Alabama borders.
Paul, the craziest thing, and this is something that is so unique, and I've told people, a lot of people have come to me and they said, well, can you do Finebaum at the North? And I said, no, you can't. And to me, in my opinion, I'm curious where you sit on this. I don't think you can, because I don't think people in Columbus, Ohio care about what's happening in Madison or in Iowa or in these places, because they just don't punch at the same level. The thing about your constituency, in my opinion, is that people at Arkansas believe they are one good coaching hire away from being Alabama.
Yeah, and I think you also don't have the baggage of history going against you, and I kid you not. And by the way, you know my background. My family's all from New York, even though I was born in the South. But to many people in the Deep South, the Civil War has not ended. It just has moved over to the football field, and the folks out here genuinely hate Northerners, not for any reason other than they think their football is better than yours, and that really helped draw the lines of this program. And you're right, Alabama hates Auburn, Georgia hates Florida. Ohio State doesn't really care about anyone else because they are a standalone program, and nobody is going to compete with them broadly, maybe on an individual Saturday night in a Big Ten championship game. Yeah. But there's nothing in Iowa City that a Buckeye fan wants.
No, that's it. That's it. That nails it. And the other thing is for so many of these places, like these college football teams were their pro teams. I mean, there was the Atlanta Falcons and there were the Saints and there were the Dolphins, but that was it for the longest, for a long, long time down there. And so like what they did was, it was the college football. So you capitalized on it, buddy, and congratulations on that honor, one of many that you've received and well-deserved. Brendan Sorsby did it. I don't know what got it to this point, but one thing I'd theorized, Paul, was that who would ever sign up for what was coming his way? What did you make of how this inevitably ended, and what, if any, lessons can we learn from it?
Well, I think it ended really in a legal point of view. Ken Paxton, the Attorney General and who's running for Senate in Texas, declared war against the Big 12. And it was such a short-sighted move, except he's in the back pocket of Cody Campbell, the billionaire booster. So he did what he was told to get money for his campaign. And it backfired. The Big 12, did what any good conference would do. They dug deep. A Dallas litigator found a very narrow but brilliant argument. And once Texas Tech's lawyers looked at that, they said, we can't win. We're about to blow this whole thing up. And I think finally the school president realized we are putting I was about to say a great university, university's in harm's way, and I think they really didn't know enough about Brendan Sorsby. I mean, if you're going to go to war with somebody, go to war with somebody that can help you win. And I don't think they felt like he was worth it.
No, there's several other layers to this thing that happened too. Like, when did Cincinnati know when they knew what they knew? And there's some talk that maybe they knew for a while. So, but in the end, this does fall on Sorsby, and it falls on all of it. The one thing that I thought was pretty interesting was it kind of gave me a little bit of hope. And I know that that's a tough thing to even say about the sport that you and I talk about so much, but it gave me hope that maybe some of these rules can actually be enforced, Paul, if these guys kind of all work together. Like, this was unified by everybody against this. And I'm talking about Big 12, SEC, everybody, Big 10, everybody saying, no, we're not going to have this. And they were able to kind of enforce a rule through public opinion. Is there any glimmer of hope in that?
I don't think so, based on what happened yesterday out in Denver, when naturally the CFP met, and the general comes out, the 4-star retired Air Force general who's in charge of the CFP. What a job, by the way. And he said, well, we had a healthy discussion. Anytime you hear that, nothing was successful. So, I mean, I think the fact that gambling is such a red herring, and everybody wants to point toward Pete Rose, but it's all we really know, because that's the most glaring case. Mm-hmm. And like we have talked about, I thought some of the outrage was just outright disingenuous, but it got a good result, and that is so rare in college football.
Paul, also on this, and it's amazing. I have to give Cody Campbell a little bit of credit on this. Texas Tech said, keep the money. We're good. Keep it. To me, like, one last ability to get a win for them in a thing when they've looked quite silly throughout it. But I guess the way I would read that is, if I'm an 18, 19, 20-year-old, and we know we have this because you have this at Florida, among other places, and Florida State on the basketball program, where you have people saying, hey, we were promised money, we didn't get it. At Texas Tech, if I'm Campbell and I'm Texas Tech, I'm saying, look, even if you don't play for us, if we promise you money, you're going to get it.
No, and because it would have been litigated, and it would have been a disaster. And I think Cody Campbell decided, I'm going to eat the $5 million. In other words, Ted Cruz, that's $5 million you're not getting in your presidential campaign fund.
Well said. Speaking of Ted Cruz, I'm so skeptical about any of this. They're trying to find a way to get this thing done. Do you see any scenario where anything comes of it?
No. Because every time they revise the original bill, they make it more difficult. And I'm sure you've seen what's happening today. We already knew they were after the Big 10 and the SEC. Now they're aiming at the Big 12 and the ACC, which I think will make Cody Campbell really happy, considering this is his original bill. But you have Republicans and Democrats trying to compromise. It's just not happening. And I thought, in a rare moment lucidity, Tommy Tuberville yesterday, introduced a very narrow bill, which is not going to pass. But by saying he was against it, it sent shockwaves through the world. Because not only is he a Republican, he represents a state that has 2 SEC schools and the headquarters of the Southeastern Conference.
Well, so we're in a heck of a pickle, buddy, because now you and I have both praised Tommy Tuberville on this show for his acumen. So we got problems on our hands, buddy. Appreciate your time as always.
Always. See you both.
There he goes. Paul Finebaum, the Paul Finebaum Show, ESPN, and the SEC Network joining us on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We'll get you Thing or Not a Thing coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Scotty Vegas here, and my wife caught me in the garage just staring at my beautiful new Bronco from Krieger Ford. I mean, I'm in love. The buying process at Krieger Ford was amazing. Quick, no pressure, fun, in and out so fast I couldn't believe it. I was prepared to spend all day looking at cars. Instead, I got my shiny new red Bronco out of the showroom in no time. If you're looking for a new car for the summer, visit Krieger Ford on Morse Road. Krieger Ford is my winning bet. Visit KriegerFord.com today.
Is 2026 the year you achieve your health goals? The Good Feet store wants to help. Trade in your bad feet for good feet. We want to help you walk, run, exercise, and play in comfort this year. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Whoa, what's all this? These screens, the food?
All for the game, bro.
Dude, let us pitch in.
No need. I've got it all covered. With T-Mobile, I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet.
No way. Really?
Yep, and the price of my plan won't change for 5 years.
Wow, I'm definitely switching to T-Mobile.
Here's to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle fast, easy to set up, all-in 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price? Guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com.
Price guarantee on talk, tax, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
Common Man and Timmy here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Oh, Common Man, we got lots of exciting things this month.
That's right, like the grand opening of the new hotel so you can stay and play.
Plus, we got lots of great entertainment lined up now through October. We got the Hollywood Tribute Band concert series, from the timeless magic of the Beatles to the fire and swagger of Johnny Cash.
And don't forget about the $250,000 Sweet Spins drawings on Saturdays through June. You can win $250K cash or a 2-night package at the new hotel.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Craving the O?
Now it comes to you. For loyal fans, the O on Lane is now offering the O on the Go catering delivery. Perfect for the office or any group. Order boxed lunches or group catering right now at theoonlane.com. The O on the Go, delivered fresh, delivered easy.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. You have problem windows. You know it. You want to get them fixed. Well, I've got the solution. Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale is going on now. Imagine replacing all those bad windows in your house, and all of the new ones, half of them are for free. That's the deal you can get from Window Nation. Plus, you could get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sales going.
Reddy got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic.
And I'm other GLP-1s kind of like him. Hey, did I hear there's a pill version of Ozempic?
Yep, you sure did. Ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of the Ozempic pen or pill may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide tablets 9 milligrams and Ozempic semaglutide injection 2 milligrams.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
You're Your favorite fan shows are available as a podcast. What a concept. And don't miss exclusive podcast content like Austin and Byrne. Listen on your schedule from anywhere in the world. Available wherever you get your podcasts. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. The show that understands the importance of a situational beverage. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, time for a little thing or not a thing on a Thursday. Hit it, fellas.
Thing or not a thing.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
All right, so I'll start this off watching the Knicks championship parade roll down the streets of New York City. And so the team is being pulled in a giant trailer with a big old truck. And we have a couple people here that have a big enough of a truck that when the Blue Jackets win the Stanley Cup, we can do this show from the parade. We can do it. It exists.
Well,
I'm putting it out there into the universe.
I don't know if it'd make it across the country, but I got a Royal Blue Kenworth that I could drive out.
How far would you have to bring that? Like, where's it sitting now? What condition's it in?
Sitting in the Quonset in County Line Farms, but it's the same one I drove, so it's ready to go.
All right.
Well,
the Blue Kenny.
I don't think we're going to need a Kenworth, Bo, to just pull a trailer that sits a table in a Comrex.
I think we'll be
but the whole team.
Yeah.
I'm saying with the whole team.
We'll be on the trailer with the team.
We're going to do the show. Well, then,
with the team.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure they'll have that then. We just hop on.
Well, in some situations, we kind of need to be proactive, and I feel like this would be one where if we wanted to, we'd have to insist that, no, we've got everything we need to make this work, as to not put any pressure on anybody else.
It would be a nice feather in our cap if we supplied the truck.
Yeah.
They couldn't say no. What are you going to do, stop us?
Yeah. Uncle Kel's been looking for a reason to visit.
Here you go. On Wednesday, ESPN's Anthony Slater reported the Golden State Warriors are ready to offer LeBron James a mid-level exception of $15.1 million for next season. Slater adds the Warriors could also tack on a second-season player option as part of a deal. Golden State's reportedly received intel, though, that suggests James will be going back to the Lakers, and they're plotting out their offseason under that premise. The 41-year-old James made $52.5 million last year. He does not appear to be willing to take that drastic of a pay cut. ESPN's Mark Spears also thinks LeBron is back with the Lakers in the 26-27 season.
I'm hearing that he's likely coming back. I am curious under this new Lakers regime, what the number is, though. Interesting to hear what Bobby had to say about it. And also I'm hearing that one of his old teammates from Cleveland, Kevin Love, could likely be joining the Lakers, too.
Oh, maybe that's a golf recruiting trip they're having right now?
Unrestricted free agent. Rejoining his old buddy.
Yeah.
And so I could see that those two guys being reunited there.
Love's going to turn 38 in September. He played last season under a $4.15 million cap hit for the Utah Jazz. Thing or not a thing?
The thing that will be a thing to me is if LeBron James takes less money to play for the Lakers. Because I have always said, and until maybe I'll be proven wrong this summer, he's going to live the rest of his life in Los Angeles. And I don't think that he wants to be a villain in the city that he's going to live the rest of his life in. So with that as the backdrop, I just don't see him playing for Golden State. I think Lakers and Los Angeles would be fine if he played last year in Cleveland. They could probably wrap their heads around that. But I don't think that anything else would work. So I've always thought he was going back to the Lakers. And then the question is, does he do him a bit of a favor so that they can also bring back Austin Rivers and they can make it all work and also add other pieces that they need, quite honestly, to be a contender? And so this comes back to the great Laurinaitis line. What's his why? Does he want one more shot at a ring? Is he willing to help the Lakers get to a point where they can get that ring? That's going to be the interesting thing to me. I don't think he is at this point somebody who is that big of a difference maker to anybody, including the Golden State Warriors, that would take them from, certainly they would be better with him. But all of a sudden, if you put LeBron on Golden State, it's not like they're going to beat San Antonio or OKC.
So Mark Spears been talking with Tyvus. Well, Tyvus has been out on paternity leave. Just throw Kyrie in here as well. Let's see what J.R. Smith's doing.
Kyrie ghosted him.
Maybe Tristan Thompson. Let's just get the whole gang back from 10 years ago.
They all went on a trip except for Kyrie.
I literally did not know Kevin Love was playing basketball anymore. I thought he was done. I had no clue.
The last 3 months of the season, then he got scratched a bunch by the Jazz.
I think the thing here is that LeBron is going to return to the Lakers, and Bo, I don't think he's going to give him a discount. It doesn't sound like he
bring
has,
him back.
It doesn't sound like he has any inkling of doing that. So I think he returns to the Lakers, and it's going to be full price, and they're going to need him to be LeBron of
he's not.
yesteryear.
They should learn their lesson from Kobe. By the way, the place that they played was Cabot Highlands in Scotland. Cabot has a bunch of really high-end golf courses around the country, around the world rather, not around the country. The one that's probably closest to us is one in Nova Scotia. They also have one in Florida. There's one in St. Lucia that looks unbelievable. But this place in Scotland looks stunning. Let's see what the book now price is on this sucker. Oh, stay and play. Next step. Let's see what we're doing. Oh, they want my details.
Oh, yeah, they want your email. Probably the last 4 digits.
Greens fees. Let's see what we're looking at. Greens fees. Oh. Anybody know to go from 18
are we doing
holes,
euros?
385 euro? Is that like $500 probably?
441.
Yeah, there you go.
The hits keep coming from the Detroit Tigers. They lost at Houston 4-2 last night. They're 14 games under 500. Their second straight 4-2 loss to the Astros, after which it was announced outfielder Wenzel Perez was injured in a freak accident Tuesday when he was hit in the face by a resistance band in the training room. Tigers skipper A.J. Hinch told reporters yesterday, quote, he was working with a therapy band and it snapped off the hook where it was connected and hit him just below the left eye. We have a battery of tests to check out his face, his eye. We're pretty concerned about it. He didn't play on Wednesday, and there's no word when Perez will rejoin the Tigers, who mercifully they've got Thursday off. Thing or not a thing.
Jeez, oh man, that's crazy. I mean, I don't pay attention to baseball, so I don't know if it's a thing or not a thing in terms of their team or anything like that. But that's a crazy thing to happen all in one place. That division is pretty nuts. Aren't the White Sox leading that thing?
They're right now tied with the Guardians for the top spot there.
Okay.
But the White Sox, I think, got spanked by the Yankees the last 2 nights. So it is really the fat kid that'll be quickest across the finish line.
Yeah, valedictorian of summer school situation.
It's the worst damn division.
So it's pretty crazy. There are currently only 5 teams in the American League over 500 total. Seattle, Chicago, Cleveland, New York, and Tampa Bay. That's it. That's the list. Everybody else is under 500 in the American League.
So this is not a thing because it's the Detroit Tigers and they're terrible and they're probably going to trade Tariq Skubal at the deadline here and they're going to be rebuilding again. What is a thing here to me is, I don't know if you guys remember this. This exact same thing happened to Anthony Richardson 2 seasons ago.
That's
and
right.
he broke his orbital bone and he was out for a little while with that, even if he was going to be playing, which I think he had already been benched at that time, but he was supposed to be the backup, and he had this same thing happen. I wonder what's going on with these, like if they're attaching into them to something that's not totally secure, or there's just so much force that they're breaking them, or what it is, but I think teams are going to have to figure this out because you can't keep having guys working out, getting ready for games, and getting injured and missing time.
No, these resistant bands things. You're right. This is the second one of those.
TMZ in D.C. caught up with UConn coach Dan Hurley, who Hurley took in the UFC Freedom 250 this past Sunday at the White House. They asked him if he'd want to play a game at the White House, play a basketball game. He said he'd love to play Duke. Thing or not a thing. On the White House lawn, that'd be something.
Hey, I mean, there's precedent. I don't care about it being at the White House. It doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. But they played baseball on the south lawn of the White House. Like, it doesn't matter.
They did on an aircraft carrier.
Yeah,
basketball.
they've done it on aircraft carriers. All of it. I think anything that showcased some of the stuff that was said was outrageous. But in terms of the activity and all of that, that's all great. I don't have a problem with it. I thought the aircraft carrier thing was the stupidest thing, and I love the Navy. Love all of it. But the damn stupidest thing was trying to play a basketball game on an aircraft carrier, because you know what happened. It was the condensation. It was wet.
It kept slipping.
Yeah, it's slippery because I don't know, you're on an aircraft carrier, which is in water. That might have something to do with it. But yeah, other than that, I'm for it. Humidity in D.C. would be tough, too, as someone who you'd have to do it. You have to find it in the fall because as someone who spent better parts of several weekends the last 2 summers chasing lacrosse around Maryland and that area, I will tell you that in June and July, you're going to sweat.
I mean, I hope they play. I hope UConn and Duke plays. That'd be a fun matchup every year, but I don't really need it at the White House. I don't care, and I know they do these games at neutral sites now, but isn't it a better atmosphere if you're there in stores or you're there at
100%.
Cameron Indoor? Like,
always.
If we're going to have these, let's get the Cameron crazies involved. Let's do that.
It's always my beef with Ohio State when they play those neutral court games against Blue Bloods. Play them here. What difference does it make to the television partner? Play them here. Play them there. Go to Fogg. Go to Lexington. Go to Chapel Hill. Play those games there. Don't play them in Atlanta or New York.
No, I will say, Bo, I'm going to enjoy every minute of Kansas, Ohio State in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, but I would like it more in Fogg.
I agree, but I'm going to have a fun time there regardless.
You're going?
Yeah.
Oh, I
we're
like
going.
that. That's a good job out of you. Very good. Final hour coming up next. Joe Burrow tells it like it is in a way that I don't know if we've ever heard him do it before. We will get to that coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Summer heats up fast here in Columbus, and bad windows can have a tough time keeping a home cool and can send energy bills through the roof.
I hate to admit it, but we've had some complaints about our windows doing that.
Uh-oh.
I just tell them it's just like being at the beach, minus the water. And the beach, and the happiness, and you're in your living room. It's gross.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Common Man and Timmy has been voted the dumbest show in America.
What size pant are you in?
That's a Puma pants, and you know that it's wrong.
It's a 38.
Here's a comment from a real listener. I just started listening to The Stupid Show. It's minimal sports discussion with large amounts of absolute nonsense.
Why don't you just put on a sundress and sashay around the town square?
Common Man and Timmy reaching new heights of stupid. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on The Fan, Ohio's nonsense destination.
How many of you have had your garage floor done? I'll wait for the answer. Yeah, that's enough. How many of you think it looks like crap? That's because it is crap. One quick call to Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they can install a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in one day. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. And here's the best part. It is guaranteed your garage floor will never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And listen, you lazy bum, they'll even take the stuff out of the garage for you. They're all certified uniform pros. No subcontractors at Comer & Cross. This is a premier product with premier results, and they hired a premier endorser to tell you about it. For your quick and easy Comer & Cross garage floor quote, call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to comercross.com, C-O-M-E-R cross.com.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Our experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. Ohio State Urgent Care. This is world-class care.
Need a new ride before summer hits full speed? Head to Germain Honda of Dublin, where the Honda SUV lineup is ready for your next adventure. Choose from the versatile Honda HR-V or the always popular Honda CR-V, with a great selection of gas-powered models available right now. Plus, well-qualified buyers can take advantage of some of Honda's best lease offers of the year. Whether you're commuting across Columbus or planning a weekend road trip, there's a Honda SUV built for the journey. Visit Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road or shop online at GermainHondaofDublin.com.
Hey friends, you could win unmatched views of the match during the Twin Peaks Go for Goal giveaway, all presented by Michelob Ultra and Casamigos. Visit TwinPeaksSoccer.com to enter for your chance to win by June 14th. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Build your cybersecurity skills and prep for thousands of open positions employers are desperate to fill. Attend classes live online or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Whether you're repping the orange and brown or shouting Hoo Day, the ultimate football pilgrimage is closer than you think. Ditch the living room, get the family on the road, and make the short drive to greatness and visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. From the backyard to the gridiron, it's the one place where every fan comes together to create new family memories. Make it a weekend to remember and see why Ohio truly is the heart of football. Visit ProFootballHof.com and plan your visit today.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Did you know you can save up to $35 on your next fill-up? Redeem your points for big savings at the pump. Exclusions apply. See site for details. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Dip it, dunk it, smother it. It's queso gone wild at Hothead Burritos. Try our new loaded potatoes covered in queso and topped off with hardwood smoked bacon, burritos, bowls, nachos, and more. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some queso.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Eric Reeser. The 126th U.S. Open rolls along at Shinnecock Hills on Long Island. Fog, wind, and rain delayed most of the morning starts. Sam Burns is your current lead at 2 under. World number 1 Scotty Scheffler's even through 2. Defending champion J.J. Spaun is 1 over through 1, as is Ricky Fowler and Brooks Koepka. We've got day baseball in the Arena District. The Columbus Clippers host the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders at 12:05. Both teams were rained out last night at Huntington Park. They'll make that up tomorrow as part of a doubleheader. In Milwaukee this afternoon, the Guardians look to avoid getting swept by the Brewers. First pitch there is 2:10. As for the Reds, Cincinnati's got Thursday off. They'll head to New York for a series with the Yankees. That's on Friday in the Big Apple this morning. The Knicks are holding their NBA championship parade. The Carolina Hurricanes will hold their Stanley Cup championship parade this Saturday in Raleigh. This update is sponsored by United Dairy Farmers. Try UDF's new Ice Cream Quake summer flavors only for a limited time.
The best hair on the air. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Final hour here on a Thursday. Here's a little message from our Uncle Bo. If you've been thinking about an RV, now's the time to buy, and there's no one better to buy from than my friends at RCD RV. You know, one of the most underrated things in our fine state, the majestic state parks scattered throughout it. There's no better way to visit these parks than in an RV from RCD RV. And now through June 27th, every RV purchase from RCD RV comes with a $500 ODNR gift card for your next Ohio State Park getaway. They got over 850 RVs in stock, motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, trusted brands like Cougar, Georgetown, Springdale, Forest River, and Salem. Trade values are sky high right now, so you're going to get the most for your trade at RCD RV. This limited time event ends June 27th, so don't wait. Visit RCD RV or shop RCD RV now. These are not your grandparents' Bengals. They're not your father's Bengals. This is different. Not just last off season where they spent. Not just restructuring Joe Burrow's contract, but all of a sudden we have ownership availability. Katie Blackburn spoke to assembled media on Tuesday. Joe Burrow and Zach had a press conference, a joint press conference yesterday with all of this talent. And honestly, if you pull up our lads and you look at the Bengals 2 deep, I defy you to find a more complete team in the AFC than them. I told you to put soft earned on them at, what was it, 16-1? Something like that.
It was 25-1.
25-1. Put it on them, kids. Not anything that matters, but a little bit of soft earned. They're loaded. They don't really have any weaknesses. They have better rosters than Baltimore. They got a better roster than Buffalo. They've got the best roster in the AFC. I really do believe if they stay healthy, and I understand that's a massive thing, but if Burrow stays upright and the receivers stay upright, then by God, I think they're the team to beat in the AFC. Joe was asked about that exact question at his availability. Here was his answer to it.
A lot of urgency this year, certainly. We have everything we need. We're deep at just about every single position on the team. We've talked in the locker room this year about, years past, you wonder who's going to make the team. And it was top heavy. And you wonder about the bottom guys, and this year it's guys that were once that top level that were, they're on the team for sure. Now there's a lot of competition at those spots on the 53, 54, 55 at the end of that list. So this is the first year that is really the case, in my opinion, and it's an exciting place to be when you have too many good players. So we're going to have to, now it's our job to try to find a way to make this a cohesive unit and, like I said before, build that trust and build those relationships so we can go out and execute.
He did something else that was pretty interesting. So I felt that their roster is the best in the AFC for a little while now. Joe was on an all-time great team. It just happened to be in college. Some similarities? Have a listen.
I certainly feel that way about this team. I think we have guys that have been there and done that, and also guys that have had a lot of individual success and not necessarily the team success that are looking for it. Guys like Dexter and guys like Jonathan, and bringing the guys like that in that's so advantageous to a lot of different people. Young players trying to improve makes it easier for coaches. We have so many guys with so much talent. I'm just excited to put it all together.
This is the most open I have ever heard Joe Burrow at a mic. Full stop. In high school, college, anywhere. It's the most open I've ever heard him. How did he get to this point? I think probably a little bit of football mortality hits in. I don't think it's a coincidence that when he first started talking about, I don't want to do this if it's not fun. That was on the day that he turned 29. He'll turn 30 in December of this year. So the Bengals Super Bowl window is, without question, his entire career. And I think Joe fancies himself as someone who wants to play like Brady. He wants to play into his 40s. I'm sure he does. Based on people who know him well, that's kind of the consistent messaging that you get. But while the window for Burrow is still a decade, provided he stays healthy, the window for this version of the Cincinnati Bengals is right now. How many more years are Jamar Chase and T. Higgins both going to be elite? There's a stopwatch on this stuff. And so this version of this team, I think the clock is ticking, and I do think there's a sense of urgency, and I do think they have the best roster in the AFC, and I think it's time for them to just stay healthy and go ahead and do it. Their schedule, by the way, is the fourth easiest in the NFL. They should absolutely motor through it with great ease. There are no questions here. And Katie Blackburn even talked about it, like keeping everybody together. Like some people down there wanted Zach bounced. Okay, fine. So he's on the pressure. He's on the clock right now. But to me, they have like this year, next year with this version of the Bengals. And I'm not going to pretend that I covered Esiason and Munoz or even have a good point of reference on it. But I defy you to find a more talented Bengals roster in their history than the one that they're going to put on the field this year.
You'd have to go back a very long way if you want to point out and see that's a team that's just as good on paper as this one. They lost Trey Hendrickson, but if you're telling me you don't have Trey Hendrickson, but instead in the offseason you get Jonathan Allen, Dexter Lawrence, and Boye Mafe on that defensive front, you're feeling great about how things are going on that side of the ball, which has been their Achilles heel outside of actual Achilles for offensive players since Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow have been there. And it's really smart for the Bengals to understand that while you think you might have a window, you cannot plan every single season like you've got the window. And this was This was the assignment, and so far so good for Cincinnati. You mentioned that fourth easiest schedule. I did the RLADS thing for teams in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
Bills, Ravens, Chiefs. Give me Cincinnati. Give me Cincinnati's roster. Even with Mahomes being I'd still pick but Joe Burrow with this roster instead of Pat Mahomes with this roster. Because there's obviously the chemistry that he's got with those two wide receivers. You go now. And they, for the first time in a long time, have understood that.
I would think if you're Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, you have to be ecstatic with what your team did this year, especially the last handful of off seasons where all of the talk has been about a Joe Burrow who was rehabbing or a Trey Hendrickson and a contract dispute.
Yep.
You've done everything right. You added to your defense. You heard Joe talk about it there with Jonathan Allen and Dexter Lawrence in the middle of that defense. Those are two large humans. I don't know how anybody runs the ball up the middle on those two this year for the Bengals. And you've added draft picks to your defense. You added the safety to your defense, whose name is escaping me at the moment. Brian
from
Cook.
Kansas City. They also added Kyle Duggar from Pittsburgh. It's for depth. But Cook's a stud.
And maybe more important than the defensive side of the football, and we can argue if their offensive line is good enough, you brought everyone back on the offensive line. Like your top 7 are all back. So they've had continuity to work together. They will have a bunch of snaps together, which we know at the offensive line position is so very important. I would think that would re-energize these guys and have them as ready for any season as they've ever been.
Tell me where the weakness is on this team. Linebacker?
I think it's probably cornerback still. I think the cornerback position could be a little better, but they've still added.
They got DJ Turner there. They have Dax Hill, who they drafted. So those are their 2 starters. And then they added Cook in the secondary. It's not. But look, they don't have to be. All they got to do is be top 15 on defense. That's it. They don't have to be the best defense. They have the best offense. Just be top 15.
The offensive line will need to be great.
Good.
Having continuity there. Especially when you mentioned keeping Joe Burrow upright. But I do think a lot of what's put him on the shelf has been his unwillingness to get down.
Yeah, right. And hopefully he's learned.
You got to have that balance of your offensive line's got to play really good, and Joe Burrow's got to just know when to go.
The interesting thing with all of this is all of the pressure for this Bengals team now is squarely on the shoulders of Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
The front office did their job. You guys got to do it now.
Yeah, and if they stay healthy, and I understand that's an if for them, but if they stay healthy, I wouldn't trade their roster for any in the AFC. That's how I feel about where they are. You can do it, and we can get into it a little bit next. You look around the AFC, give me the contenders. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Some things shouldn't change. The smell of coffee on a Saturday morning, a handshake that actually means something, a neighbor you can count on. For more than 30 years, Newman Roofing has been a part of this community, and this community has been a part of us. We're family-owned, locally operated, and proud to serve the same neighborhoods we live in ourselves. Every roof we install is built to last. Every home we step into, we treat like our own. Every family we serve, we treat with respect. That's the Newman way. And along the way, more than 1,200 homeowners have trusted us enough to leave 5-star reviews. To us, that says one thing. Treating people right never goes out of style, because excellent customer service isn't a thing of the past. It's our promise to keep doing things the right way. 3 decades, one family, a whole lot of neighbors who have become friends. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online today at newmanroofing.com.
it's Common Man. Everybody's talking about affordability these days, but the good news is you'll find hundreds of vehicles that fit your budget at GoGermain.com. Drive home in a new sedan starting at just $139 a month. New SUVs from only $189 a month, or a truck for as low as $329. Plus, choose from over 1,700 new and pre-owned vehicles, all priced under $30K, and it's only at GoGermain.com. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Go see my friends today. GoGermain.com.
Hey, it's Bo Bishop here. If you've been thinking about an RV, now is the time at RCD RV. They've got over 850 RVs in stock. Motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers from trusted brands like Cougar, Georgetown, Springdale, Forest River, and Salem. Trade values are sky high right now, and every RV purchase from RCD RV comes with a $500 ODNR gift card for your next Ohio State Park getaway. This limited time event ends June 27th, so don't wait. Visit RCD RV or shop now at rcdrv.com.
Welcome back to Yeah, That's a Pepper Thing. First up, we've got Harrison wrapping his Dr. Pepper in a tiny quilt so it feels at home. Oh, how tender. That's a Pepper Thing. And over to Becca, who's whispering affirmations to her can.
You're sweet. You're unique. You're the best thing I ever poured over ice.
She swears it makes it taste better. It's not a science thing, but it's a pepper thing. Why do they all do it? All for that sweet, delicious, truly one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a Pepper Thing.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results, and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Hey, I'm Ruben. My band and I have a new song we're getting ready to record this weekend. I'm also a tow truck driver. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I get to go home at the end of the day and see my bandmates.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Join our resident gambling degenerates, Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money, Sunday mornings at 9.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies for us today and gusty winds. Temperatures will get into the low 80s, and then for tonight, partly cloudy overnight with our lows in the upper 50s. For Juneteenth on Friday, we end the week with plenty of sunshine and highs in the upper 70s. We'll see some gusty winds continue. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Miss a little, miss a lot. Catch Bishop and Friends wherever you get your podcasts. It's free.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The Fan. After putting up with Dom Tiberi for a decade, the broadcast gods gave Bo these two. This is Bishop and Friends.
And when you've been around for a while like I have, you learn a few things. You also learn what you don't know. And what I don't know is how to deal with pests like ants and termites. So in that instance, I turn to someone who does, like my friends at Rose Pest Solutions. Over 165 years of experience, they've mastered their craft. The nation's oldest family-owned pest control company. The pros from Rose protect Columbus homes and businesses with expert pest prevention and treatment. Got a pest problem? Rose is a solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com. The Big Ten and the SEC have released a joint statement. So this bill, this PCSA bill, went out of committee. It was 19-9 voted out of committee. There are all sorts of issues that the Big Ten and the SEC have with this thing, and it's being pushed by Ted Cruz at the behest of Texas Tech as a big part of it. But this is the furthest one of these things have gone in terms of it's out of committee. Now, is it going to get out of the Senate? Who knows? But one thing that it has done is it has put the Big Ten and the SEC on the same page of something. And here is a joint statement from the Big Ten and the SEC. From the outset, we've identified a set of essential revisions to the PSCA necessary for long-term sustainability of college athletics. We've worked with both majority and minority staff to advance those revisions, which focus on better supporting student athletes and stabilizing the college sports environment. We continue to believe revisions are needed to secure our support for the bill. Despite our sustained engagement and good faith efforts, these critical revisions have not been accepted. We're encouraged that several Commerce Committee members share our concerns and support these recommendations. We'll continue working with stakeholders to ensure the PCSA delivers meaningful protections for student athletes and lasting stability for college sports. They use student athletes twice in this statement, and that's when they lose me. That's it. That's the part where they lose me. I don't know if this, and this is a lot like reading like a Fortune 500 company report, like a year-end report. It's kind of like that. There's a lot of minutia to it. I think it's going to be very difficult for anything real to come of this. And I also don't know if the Big Ten and the SEC, will this inspire them to go at it alone? Not necessarily alone in terms of like, we're only going to play each other and we're going to do our own super conference and we're going to crown our own national championship, but alone in terms of we aren't going to put this on Congress to fix this. Let's us fix this. Because I think they know. I think they know the things that need to be fixed. And as long as they stay away from limiting how much an athlete can make, I think they're fine. That's always the tipping point that breaks them.
So this is the first college sports bill to go to the Senate floor for a vote.
Yep.
So that's not nothing. However, can anything that makes the floor get voted on at this day and age? Right? I just
need 60%.
I don't see it.
I don't either.
It's very easy to be cynical, so I want to at least commend them for having enough discussion on trying to make this better. But the parties involved don't give me confidence. The idea, to your point about not limiting how much they can make, is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can fix the other things and have less confidence they'll get challenged in court, which is really how all of this you think about all the things with the college, and we did this a couple weeks ago, this exercise, where we outlined what was in the Protect College Sports Act, and we said, that'll get challenged, that'll get challenged, that'll get challenged, or at least we played that exercise, and a lot of them might not face it. So I don't think anything will happen because of this, and because of the Big Ten and the SEC having so much opposition for this. This goes to a vote, it gets shot down, and we're doing this exercise again in a year.
That's kind of what I think.
I want to be hopeful, but it's hard with this.
I feel like at least there's our baby steps towards maybe something. I don't know. Maybe not, but I hope this is, the start to a fix of all of this.
This is why I use this analogy before. It is like, think of this from the perspective, your husband or your wife, your significant other, girlfriend, whatever. Think about waking up on a Saturday and them giving you a year's worth of chores, tasks, honey-do list, like a year of it. Like, just imagine a piece of paper that's like a Santa Claus Christmas scroll that's 1 billion people long, and saying to yourself, well, this is flipping overwhelming. I can't fix all of this. I can't get all these gifts out. I can't tackle all of these tasks. Whereas if you just were handed a sheet and there were 2 things on it, I can do that. I can do the 2 things. That's why my stance on this has always been, do one thing. The biggest gripe the biggest issue that is manageable and doable is the calendar. All other things are incredibly complicated. The calendar is a layup. Everybody knows it's bad. So just fix the calendar. Don't attach the rest of the issues to the calendar. Get the calendar right so we have some sanity in our lives. Do that. Forget the rest of it for now. Accomplish one thing as opposed to accomplishing nothing, which is what my fear on all of this will be, is that they'll all just they're all just going to spin their wheels and get nothing accomplished.
And I think the calendar there might be some unintended consequences with fixing the calendar. Some of these other things might be resolved. Maybe. But you never know if you continue to just sit there and try to fix it all at once. Because then you're arguing over everything.
Yeah, it's too giant of a. There are too many issues that are too out of control and too many factors to it. The calendar, you do not have to worry about state legislation on NIL. You don't have to worry about limiting any sort of compensation that athletes can get. All you have to do is say, we're going to play from here to here. Here are our windows for transfers. Everybody's kind of on the same page on what it is anyway. The group think's already happening. To me, that's something that's manageable and that you can get done. So tomorrow I'm going to Indianapolis for lacrosse at Grant Park north of Indy. It's in Carmel, Indiana. It's a really stunning facility. It's where the Colts practice. It's the first time the boys went there to play lacrosse was 2 summers ago. And as they walked on, as they got out of the car and they went to the fields, they thought they were walking on turf. But the grass is so good that it resembles turf. Like it's like a fairway is the way that it's set up. So the question I have for you guys, a couple of years ago, we stopped at the Hoosiers gym and got some shots up, and I recommend that. It's 5 minutes off the freeway. It's an easy one, and you've seen it a million times. If you've ever driven to Indy, you've seen that. Do it. It's worth it. It's really cool. And then it's like walking onto a movie set. And then, and so now, like, do I unleash Bootsy at Buc-ee's?
Yeah.
Yep.
You've got him on the GPS thing.
What am I in for there? Have you guys been to this?
Oh, yeah.
You've been there too?
It's chaos.
How big? What am I looking at?
So, I mean, the new one in Ohio has 120 gas pumps.
Okay.
And the inside, it's almost like a general store meets a restaurant meets a candy store gas station all in one. Like if you want a new green egg, you can get one. You want some beef jerky, they got it for you. You want some chocolate-covered peanuts, they're there. You want
100 flavors of beef jerky.
Yep. You want a brisket sandwich, there you go. And the cleanest, you could eat all your food on the floor of the bathroom. It's so clean.
Okay. Where is he going to navigate to if you've been there, and you've certainly know him well enough through the stories to know kind of what he's into? Where is he going to navigate to right away?
So in the quasi middle of most of these places is where they make the sandwiches. They cut up the brisket. They add the sauce.
Okay,
that's kind of where the action happens. So my guess is he'll gravitate towards there, especially if they're putting sauce on the beef. I think they have a chant. If they bring new brisket out, they have a chant. Like every 20 minutes, they're yelling something.
Oh, they're yelling.
And so that's where the action will draw him in.
I think he heads to the candy wall with all of the chocolate-covered the gummy worms, the sour rings. I think that's where he heads.
I guess it all does depend on where you enter from.
So, and it's...
The pumps, if I'm understanding the one you're going to correctly, are all around, and the actual store is in the middle.
Okay, so
I feel like most of them, when you go in, like the where Reese talked about, the center where they're doing the brisket and everything is it's almost like straight ahead, a little to the right. The candy and all that stuff's to the left, and then the general store is to the far right.
And this is because the last time I drove to Indy was at the Combine, and I saw like the Buc-ee's exit and all of that stuff just outside of Dayton, but I didn't see the store. So maybe it wasn't open. When did it?
It wasn't open yet then.
You might not even see the store from 71 this time because at least the last one I went to, I think was in Tennessee, or maybe it was outside of Tennessee in Kentucky. There's about half a mile of road off the exit to the Buc-ee's.
Oh.
So this one you can see from I-70, but when you're going west, it's definitely harder to see than if you're coming back east.
Okay, so maybe that's how I missed it. I just was looking for it on the way over there, and I missed it. I did see the signs for it.
The exit says Buc-ee's Way, I believe now is what it's called.
I remember. I think, well, my God, they're really involved in this. By the way, I did see that there is there's one coming in Mansfield, planned for Mansfield by 2030, I think. And I did see this morning that there's quite a bit of folks who are saying, actually, we'd rather not have it there. In Mansfield. So I'm guessing that's people who own the existing gas stations because they would then be out of business, right?
Yeah, it'll run them out. I mean, people go out of their way for Buc-ee's.
Yeah, feels like a bit of look, we're here. So I don't know. We'll see. If it lines up where we need a bathroom break or a gas break on the way over there, which wouldn't be very far into the journey to need a bathroom break, but we'll see. Jake Trotter in 2 minutes, Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and summer's here, and it's time to upgrade your ride at Germain Toyota. Whether you're heading to the lake, the ballpark, or your next family road trip, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra is built for every adventure. Right now, get 0% APR financing for up to 60 months on the 2026 Tundra with vehicles sold at MSRP. That's legendary Toyota quality, power, and capability with an incredible summer offer. Visit Germain Toyota at the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road or online at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota, your summer starts here. See dealer for details.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor and call a groundworks company. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule a free inspection with Ohio Basement Authority, a groundworks company.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic.
And I'm other GLP-1s kind of like him. Hey, did I hear there's a pill version of Ozempic?
Yep, you sure did. Ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of the Ozempic pen or pill may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide tablets 9 milligrams and Ozempic semaglutide injection 2 milligrams.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Cellar, your true jeweler for almost 80 years. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Let me introduce you to a man with a magnificent salt and pepper beard.
A man who's currently roasting lamb on a spit.
A man who runs the Rocky River Greek Festival. That man is Jake Trotter.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free sale. Visit windownation.com now.
And he joins on the Brian Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Our good buddy Jake Trotter, senior college football reporter at ESPN. Well, a lot's changed in a week. Let's start with the big news, and that is Brendan Sorsby. I'm pretty sure that you and I talked about this and hypothesized that maybe he would just say, yeah, I have options, and I'm just not in for this fight. And it seems like the more you read about it, Texas Tech maybe felt that way too. What did you make of all of it and how it inevitably ended?
Yeah, I mean, it got to be too big of a quagmire, and I think the ultimate decision, made a lot of sense. When you had the attorney generals getting involved from different states, it felt like this was going to be, a showdown, and I don't know that it would have ended well for Texas Tech. It did feel like, and I was a little bit surprised, especially after the Texas AG initially got involved, threatening the Big 12 preemptively, mind you, that, oh boy, the Big 12 is just going to back down and they're not going to be able to do anything about this. Well, the Oklahoma Attorney General, who's actually running for governor of the state, I think advanced in his runoff, gave the Big 12 some political cover. Then you had the Attorney General from, Kansas, and then I think Utah, and so it looked like the Big 12 was forming a coalition to oppose this, and I think Texas Tech and Sorsby saw the writing on the wall that, this is probably not going to end well just because of some Lubbock judge's decision. So now the question is supplemental draft, which doesn't have a date yet. It's going to be sometime in July. He's going to have a pro day, I think, first 10 days or so in July at South Lake Carroll High School, which is just outside of Dallas. And then teams are going to have to figure out what to do. And I've been thinking about it. Tell me if you agree, Bo. I think the sweet spot for a Sorsby team is not anybody who's going to be picking or hoping to pick in the top 5 of next year's draft. You just got to aim higher than this. if you're the Browns or the Jets or the the give me another team, the Cardinals. Like I think that you keep your powder dry because you want Arch Manning, you want Dante Moore, and even in the perfect world, Sorsby is not considered a prospect in that tier. So I think it's the teams that like kind of need a quarterback, but probably not going to be bad enough to get one of those guys. So I'm thinking like Steelers, I'm thinking Colts, I'm thinking Falcons. Like that type of team makes a lot of sense to me for a second round pick. What do you call it? A submission or bid on Sorsby.
So I'm with you. I think there's three categories of teams. I think there are, and by the way, I don't think there are that many teams that won't be interested, by the way. I think there's like 5 or 6 who will have no interest. I'm sure, because I think there's 3 categories, Jake. I think there are a list of teams that are just really smart at asset accumulation and view him as this was a first-round pick that even if he's not our guy, we could then package him somewhere else and get something in return because he is kind of a consensus first-round type talent. Now, back end of the first round, early second, but still, it's a quarterback. So I think about like Baltimore or Philly, teams like that just are really smart at grabbing assets. So I think there's a pool of teams like that. Then I think there's a second bucket of teams that are the teams you mentioned, like Indy, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, that are probably all too good to be in the bottom barrel, Arch Manning conversation. They're going to pick in the teens. So I think those teams. So I think there's those. And then I think the one bottom feeder that I think would be interesting, and I don't think they would give a 1, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets, especially the Jets, put a number 2 out there. And the reason for that, Jake, is they have 3 1s. If they hit the lottery with this kid, and he is great, and they don't have to draft quarterback next year, just imagine the position of power that they would be in. So I think they're interesting because of all of that number 1 pick compensation that they have.
So do you think a second will do it?
I do. I think it's going to take a second. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it's going to take a first. And I just think that would be a wild gamble, and pardon the pun, but also too, think about it. Like, you have to consider, I mean, he's going through treatment. You would hope that he's smart enough never to do this again, but like, he's one bet away from, pretty healthy ban in the NFL. And you do not want to throw away a first round pick like that. They don't come very often. The Jets point you make is makes a lot of sense in that they could take him and take another quarterback next year too. If they felt like, all right, this is just not going to work out. We still got 3 number 1s, to go get our guy. And if he does work out, I mean, they already got a pretty good foundation. I mean, I sort of like what the Jets have offensively. They're in good shape at offensive tackle. They got Breece Hall locked up. They've got Omar Cooper, Garrett Wilson, Mason Taylor, Kenyon Sadiq at tight end. Like, that's a pretty good little incubation for a quarterback. I don't like it for the Browns. I think the Browns have thrown a lot of darts at quarterback in recent years, and I think they would just be best served waiting for the draft and really trying to get their guy. And, you already traded away Myles Garrett. That's going to make your own draft pick more valuable. I think there's a decent chance you're going to have a top 5 pick. It doesn't feel like it's something the Browns should do, which probably means they are going to do it.
Well, I don't think that's not going to be a 1. I mean, they have 2 1s. They'd have to get rid of their own. That's definitely not going to be that. But Andrew Berry, it'd be a 2. And I do think Andrew Berry, he's in the asset accumulation business.
He is.
And so I think it kind of fits as something that like he would do historically. It would obviously, one of the things, and I've said this even to Andrew, like one of the things that I think sometimes they've missed on is a word that my buddy here at the station, Anthony Rothman, made up called humanalytics. And it's just a made up word. And what it means is just like, okay, analytically, all of this makes sense, but what about the human nature part of it? And that's something where all of a sudden you add somebody else to that room. That's a lot going on for any team. So I think that you would have to consider that a little bit with Sorsby if you're the Browns.
I mean, you would have to move on from somebody. I mean,
they may have to anyway.
Be Watson. Yeah, they might have to anyway. It's not going to be Watson. Like, what are you getting for Dylan Gabriel like a 7th. You just the Arkansas guy. Like I would advise you hang on to him just because of his physical tools. And then what are you getting for Shedeur? I mean, there's a reason why everybody passed on him for 5 rounds just a year ago. I don't know that anything has happened since that's going to improve his value. So you basically would just be dumping a quarterback or two at that point if you brought in Sorsby. And I don't know, like I'm not the biggest Shedeur fan. Like it's my belief that the future Browns quarterback is in the 2027 draft, but I kind of want to see what he can do. Like, I don't think you give up on him just quite yet.
Well, I think everything you just said is why you just kind of made the case why they should take him. Because we basically just said that none of those guys are worth anything in the trade market. And the Watson part of it, which isn't talked about a lot, but if Watson plays well, and he was the best guy through minicamp by far, like through OTAs and all of that, like he was the best of them. But if Watson plays well, they're actually in quite the contract quagmire because he's a free agent next year. So then what?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be starting a rookie at that point, or because I don't know that Shedeur really makes sense as a bridge quarterback. I just can't imagine that. Like they could be in a situation where, like, do we want to re-sign Deshaun Watson?
Sure.
I don't know. It's. So you think
you mentioned the right
You think
one,
it makes sense. You think it makes sense for them to put a bid on Sorsby? Like you disagree with me a little bit.
I don't know enough. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that unless you have the quarterback, throw all the arrows you can at getting one. And this is an opportunity. If you, I haven't scouted him. I had Dane Brugler on yesterday, and we talked about it. And he said that if he was been in last year's draft, he would have been the 3rd quarterback just behind Simpson, but a late 1st, early 2nd. Okay, so that's the way he
would have had Ty Simpson ahead of him.
He would have, yeah. So he had him as the 3rd quarterback in last year's draft. So end of 1st, top of 2nd is kind of how he would have had him. So if you can acquire that type of talent at a cost that isn't that, there's some bargain basement shopping that's done there. Now, everything would have to check out, right, Jake? Like all of the background, you have to make some sense of the gambling stuff. My sense is that the bigger issue would be the addictive behavior more so than even the gambling. I think it's the addictive behavior. You know this covering the league. Like they worry about that with video games, let alone something like this, like being addicted to your phone or being addicted to gambling on a phone. So I think that is the thing the NFL is going to have a trouble with. So I'm not doing the background. I'm just saying I think everything you just said in terms of like what they could get for all these quarterbacks kind of would, if that it would be true and they share that thinking, then they don't have a quarterback on their roster. So if
the Browns draft Sorsby, it's going to be such a training camp I get.
You hit the right one. Like it's Pittsburgh, Jake.
3rd or 4th straight year, it's just going to be a total circle. You know the team I like the Colts for him.
Yeah, sure.
I like the Colts, and I think the Steelers. I think the Steelers could be. If they can stay like kind of healthy defensively, I think they could be like again a 9-win team. I mean, I like Michael Pittman and I like their receiving core. They've got good backs. Like the offensive line should be better. TJ Watt is maybe a step down from what he was just a couple of years ago, but that's still pretty good defense. You're just never going to get a quarterback if you're drafting 21 every year, which is what they seem to be doing. And this would be a way to circumvent that. And I don't know what they think of Drew Aller at this point. I mean, they spent a 3rd-round pick on him, so they have some belief. But, you get Sorsby and Drew Aller plus Will Howard. You kind of feel a little bit better about, like, could one of those 3 guys pan out? And then with the Colts, I mean, they're just completely stuck. They've got Daniel Jones coming off an Achilles injury, and,
they're done with Richardson.
Yeah, they've got a pretty good roster otherwise. So it's like that type of team. I think I'd put Atlanta, who
I agree.
We'll see if they whiffed on Michael Penix, but looks like they probably did. And then, the Vikings with J.J. McCarthy and, they could be in a similar situation where Kyler actually plays really well. They can't afford to keep him, and they're back where they were after Sam Darnold left.
Absolutely. I agree with you on all those teams, by the way. I don't think he's getting past the 2nd round. Right? I mean, I just don't see that.
I agree with.
Yeah.
That I agree with. And I think if you're going to get a top 5 pick in the draft, if I'm the Browns and I feel like that's where the season is headed, I don't want to deal with all this. But like you said, they're in the asset accumulation, and he would be an asset.
Yeah. It's going to be fascinating next month. Good stuff as always, buddy. We'll do it again next week. Thanks for your time.
All right, see you, buddy.
All right, that is Jake Trotter, senior college football reporter at ESPN on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We'll get you three things on a Thursday up next. Bishop and Friends, right here on the Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver from New Nordic. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon, CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. It is very difficult these days to find a great deal. Imagine if you had to buy something and you knew you had a certain amount you had to buy, but you got half of it for free unexpectedly. That would be an awesome deal. Well, the good news is Window Nation has that deal going on for you right now. With Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale, you could replace all your windows and get half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down, no monthly payment or interest for 2 years, and you get top quality materials, insulated glass, and precision seals, all at a great price. As the weather continues to get hotter, you're going to run your air conditioner more. If your windows aren't energy efficient, they're letting that cold air out of your house, and you're paying more. Fix that problem with Window Nation. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. They even have a lifetime warranty on these windows. Check out windownation.com to book your consultation today. That's windownation.com. Window Nation, proud partner of the Wounded Warrior Project.
Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180. Increase flexibility, strength, and endurance. Breaking 100, 90, even 80 could be just 40 pounds away. Results this summer with the solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Life is full of uncertainties. You can't control the economy, the prices at the pump, or the grocery store, and you certainly cannot control the weather. But the one thing you can control is your home's efficiency and comfort. Steve here from USA Insulation. Let us help you take back control of your home by insulating your walls with our premium foam. You give us a call today, we'll come out, we'll insulate your walls, and we'll throw in your attic for free. So give us a call today, 529-2440 or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Guys, listen up. I found the truck that works as hard as you do. That's the 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 at McDaniel GM Superstore. Iceman here with my friends at McDaniel. This month, save up to $13,000 off MSRP or get 0% APR for 60 months. Or lease for $265 a month for 24 months with $39.98. Due at signing for qualified buyers. See dealer for details. McDaniel GM Superstore is just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
How many of you have had your garage floor done? I'll wait for the answer. Yeah, that's enough. How many of you think it looks like crap? That's because it is crap. One quick call to Comer and Cross Concrete Floor Coatings at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they can install a gleaming new Comer and Cross garage floor in one day. A Comer and Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. And here's the best part. It is guaranteed your garage floor will never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And listen, you lazy bum, they'll even take the stuff out of the garage for you. They're all certified uniform pros. No subcontractors at Comer and Cross. This is a premier product with premier results, and they hired a premier endorser to tell you about it. For your quick and easy Comer and Cross garage floor quote, call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to comercross.com, COMER cross.com.
ESPN senior NFL insider Adam Schefter joins Rothman and Ice every Wednesday at 12:30, and he works blue.
Okay. The NFL Playbook with Adam Schefter is sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
Indeed it is. The Fan.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All all day, every day.
Bo could quit today and become the school drop-off line coordinator. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Got this email from Josh during the program titled SR71. He writes, good morning. Back in the heyday, I saw SR71 at the Newport. They were literally maybe 20 people in there. I felt so bad for them. Lead singer says, it doesn't matter if there's 2 or 200. We're still going to give you a good show. And they did. It was a fun time. Love the show. Listen every day. Thanks, Josh. We have the song. I mean, come on. Doesn't that hit?
Like I said, this is. I hear this song,
screams.
and I know it wasn't. It screams American Pie.
Yeah. It does scream American Pie. I think it's all safe for radio. I guess we have a dump button if it's
figure it out.
When we searched, we did the radio edit version just in case. So,
yeah. I mean, how good is this? It puts you in a good spot. You can see why it was the lead song of Danny's Happy Horse Blank.
I mean, it's a banger for a road trip, right?
Yeah. Come on. This is it. This is their one hit.
Well, and the Christmas song Reese played earlier,
sure. Which I had never heard before.
They also their founding members. Their parents were in the Air Force, and so SR-71 is an SR-71 Blackbird.
Oh,
so
nice.
That's the name. That's where that came from. What do we have in the poll today, Reese?
Daily Fan Poll sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub. It asks, who's going to win the U.S. Open? Your options are Scheffler, McIlroy, or Rahm, or the field. It's got 2 options.
Ooh.
71% say they're taking the field over Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and or John Rahm.
It's a star-studded leaderboard right now. It's Oberg, McIlroy, Koepka, Reed, Sam Burns. So it's an awesome leaderboard as they're making their way around Shinnecock. All right, time for 3 things on a Thursday.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3 things.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
So this just tickled me. Number one for me, the Tartan Army, which is the Scotland fans that are led by William Wallace, I would imagine. They've drank Boston Dry, which takes some doing. The parent company of Sam Adams says its Boston Taproom ran out of the brand's flagship Boston Lager over the weekend because Scotland soccer fans in Boston for the World Cup drank 4 times as much as the bar usually sells. Boston Beer Company said in a news release that from Thursday to Sunday, the Tartan Army Scotland supporters drank 4 times what the company normally stops during a typical 4-day holiday stretch like 4th of July. Adding that it had to schedule an emergency delivery of beer Saturday morning and are adding extra deliveries this week to make sure it's enough. Well done, Scots. Well done.
I can just imagine all these Scottish people invading Cheers.
Yeah. The Bull and Fitch.
I'll make this into my first one. There's, scenes all over social media of the Tartan Army marching to Fenway, marching to where their first World Cup match was at, with bagpipes playing. And it's such a cool scene. Like, it does.
It is awesome.
It is surprising. I am surprised still right now how sucked in I've been to World Cup content wherever I can get it, because it's cool, it's organic, and it's something you don't get at any time of the year, but for every 4 years, really.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Really cool.
So we were talking a little bit ago about Buc-ee's and your plans to maybe stop there on the way to Indiana this weekend. Well, Ohio was supposed to open their second one coming up in the first half of 2028. It's up in Mansfield, right off of 71 in Richland County.
Oh.
Well, more than 1,800 people up in that area have signed a petition to try to fight the planned Buc-ee's in Mansfield. They're citing traffic, environmental, and safety concerns. So some of the things that they are saying is that it's going to steamroll the local economy, that they understand it is going to bring jobs, but there are issues with like possible gas leaks, and then these 3 roundabouts that are planned for around the Buc-ee's. It's going to make it hard for farming equipment to get around there and all of the traffic and yada, yada. I think regardless, Buc-ee's number 2 will be happening in early 2028.
So there's 3 Mansfield exits. I wonder which one they're putting it at.
It's at Lucas Road, which I think is 39.
Oh, okay. So not 13.
No, not 13's already very busy.
It's loaded. Yeah, it's loaded up. Number 2 for me. So if you have to choose one to take the family to, do you take them to Buc-ee's or St. Elmo? Now, I would feel like I'm going to enjoy St. Elmo more.
Yes, I'd say St. Elmo.
My wife's going to enjoy St. Elmo more.
Because the kids will be more muted, or as muted as they possibly can be at St. Elmo. Bucky's, if you just throw them in the...
Unleash Bootsy. He's going to...
Yeah.
Bootsy's going to have a time at Bucky's.
He is, yeah. I might just film that just to see that.
And honestly, your bank account might thank you if you just stick with St. Elmo, because Bucky's, while most of the stuff's fairly reasonably priced, the volume that they might want, pricey.
They do have those vanilla Cokes that the boys love a lot. That they would really suck down a lot of at Elmo's. That'd happen.
It'd be a more peaceful time for you and the wife, I think.
Bootsy'd be hammering some beaver nuggets in the car, though.
Oh, he definitely would be.
Second thing for me, I saw this morning that Mike Myers says Austin Powers 4 is going to happen. Is anybody asking for that? I saw Verizon had a commercial with Dr. Evil, and everybody reprised their role, like Seth Green. I'm blanking on who number 1 and number
Rob
2.
Lowe.
Rob Lowe. He was in that commercial, but they used so much digital editing on Mike Myers to be Dr. Evil. I don't think a whole movie would be worth it or good.
So the first two are unbelievable.
Yes, they're incredible.
The third one is okay. It's been a long time, and Mike's been kind of quiet. That's interesting.
Second thing for me, yesterday on the show, and hey guys, we had a question about buffets, and it got me hungry, and it got me thinking I am going to go to a pizza buffet to lunch today. So I did. I headed up to Shawnee Hills, and I went to Iacano's, and I enjoyed me some pizza buffet, and I probably enjoyed it a little too much. So much so, in fact, that I haven't eaten since lunch yesterday. So I'm probably ready for lunch again now when I leave here in a little bit.
No time for 3 today. Wish me luck as I spend time in a state that I absolutely stand. I cannot stand it. You guys man the ship tomorrow. You have that to look forward to, which is nice. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world.